lads in Westminster. Here's to the lads in Westminster. May they drink their Guinness through a straw. And to the wise men of Ottawa, Canberra and Paris, may they choke on their virtue signaling.
Now sing it with me, boys.
Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. You can stick it where the sun don't shine. With your borders undefined and your justice misaligned. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. The headlines all were blaring, a new state has been declared by men who've never walked the streets they claim to have prepared. No leaders, laws, or borders, but sure it sounds real grand. It's virtue signaled paper with blood upon their hands. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. You can stick it where the sun don't shine. When your mob runs the street and the locals face defeat, oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. Two-tier Keir doesn't care when terrorists flex, but his coppers cuff a pensioner for hurty words on X. Our flags are called offensive, but Hamas can march with pride. It's justice for the chosen, yet pushed aside. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. You can stick it where the sun don't shine. With your two-tier law and your cowards guffaw, oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. Palestine, it's not our daily fight. We want our towns kept peaceful and our families safe at night. But mobs parade their foreign flags and terror fills the square, while leaders scold their own folk as if we weren't there. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. You can stick it where the sun don't shine. For your hostages ignored and your terror mobs adored, oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. You can stick it where the sun don't shine. No more hot air party hack. We will take our country back. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine. You can stick it where the sun don't shine. No more hot air party hack. We will take our country back. Oh, you know where you can shove your Palestine.
Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that intro. I like to keep things slightly different for everybody out there. So welcome to, I guess at this point, it'd be episode 6 of Huge Circles with CRC. It's the part of the show, the part of the week, where we start with drawing huge circles, especially in comics. So it's going to be huge, guaranteed. And yeah, so we had some fun last week with a new person, Kat. Kat, if you happen to be out there in the chat as well, it was fun last week. So, and it's also part of the week where I make Vince sit on his ass for about 5.5 hours and go through terrible pain and quite possibly worse. So to the point where he actually, might want to kill me and stuff like that. So sorry, Vance. I will try, as I say every week, to be short. Although I promise nothing, I feel terrible. Let's see, who do we got in the chat? Obviously, we got Vince Womack, who's promoting me. Probably at this point, he probably doesn't want to because I make him mod away. But along with Franco Walker as well. Hello, both of you. Thank you for being here. We got our Snortopoopas, our polar bear of legend, who I also made a mod because everybody needs an attack bear in their back pocket and stuff like that. We got Scotty. Scotty's also here. So from over at Anti-Derivative Magill's channel and Phantasmagorium fame. So, Scotty, nice to see you, dude. Let's see. I believe he will be also joining us. We got Bill Barkley all the way in England. What's up, guys? Nice to see you, and great that you can be here. And yes, and we got our Snorter Poopers also here. We got Gap After Dark. Nice to see you, Gap. Great that you can join us today. So prepare to have fun. And we got, oh, look at this. We got Commander Classified. Hello there, and hello to you, Commander Classified. Nice that you can join us today. Let's see, what's this also says, Bill. Bill, by the way, I watched Good Boy, supernatural movie from the dog's point of view. Good film. Thursday Murder Club again. Good movies. New Downton Abbey movie, not too bad. Okay, I've heard about this dog movie, so I heard it's pretty good. Let's see, Commander Classified. I do hope everything is doing well today. Well, everything is like totally unscheduled on this show, so we just fly by the seat of our pants. So there you go. That's the way it goes. Let's see who else do we got here in the chat today. We got Joe Dog. What's up, Joe Dog? Nice to see you. Great that you can join us here. So what's up? I'm fucking angry this week. Oh, dude. Why? I'm wondering. So entertain me. Entertain me. Yes, I will. For I am the dancing monkey on the show, and therefore I must perform. That's why I do what I do. So anyway, that being said, let's welcome everybody that's going to join us on this show, on this mess of a show. So that being said, I want to say hello to. Is this actually playing? No, it's not. No, it is. Whatever. I'm just going to welcome Tom. How's it going, Tom?
Wow, I came in and then you had that playing. I was like, what did I step into? Are we going to war? Are we going to war? Okay.
Not yet. So
okay. It was
give
an
it
awesome
time.
song, though. I loved it. That was awesome.
Right? Well, you gotta have that that bit of Irish pub drink in there, kind of festivity going on, don't you know? So
I almost wanted to post that to my Facebook. I guess what I'm doing right now. I'm putting together my weekly pill box. I'm old.
Ooh.
It's like, gotta get your pills ready for the week. Like, yeah, we're old. Yeah.
You have now official old ageness. So
yeah, I know. How you doing?
And so far so good. So I haven't screwed anything up there yet. That being said, I'm going to welcome another Canadian on here. So I want to say hello to Scotty.
Well, good morning to you, sir.
Oh, how are you doing there, Scotty?
Oh, diddly potatoes.
Oi, it's a good day to have a potato.
It's the bestest day.
That's right.
Nice to meet you.
Same here, sir.
No
you know
more
what?
I
I sort of empathize with you being an old man putting together your pill bottle. I have like I've got a steam cleaner, like a carpet cleaner upstairs that I have to put together, and I will feel totally satisfied with myself until I realize the reason I put it together was to clean the carpets. And then I'm going to be like, oh, there's more work.
Oh, it's always fun.
I'm finding satisfaction in cleaning crap that normally when I was younger would not want to clean.
Yeah. It's like putting it is an adult Lego set just to make it so I can work harder, Homer.
Damn it. We're old. Oh my God.
We are.
Thanks for having me, but also I just want to double check before. Like I am sitting outside, so if my sound starts to go or my internet drops out, just kick me or let me know.
Okay. Are you sipping on your iced tea?
I am. Oh, I'm just a simple country lawyer, sipping on my sweet teas.
That's right. Just call me Matlock. So. And that being said, the only American that we're going to have on this panel, Mr. Al Nickerson of Marvel, DC, and Sword of Eden. More importantly, go buy that book. Fame. So how's it going, Al?
It's going great. I'm the only American you need, and soon you will all be Americans.
There you go. So
Al.
that's the way. That's the way I
Fighting for
love that
freedom
country.
wherever there's trouble over land, sea, and air.
And air.
All right, so what's going on? Canada's going to war. I don't know anything about this, and I missed it. So give me the cliff notes.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about the intro? Well, for the simple fact that Canada and I believe Australia, England, have supported the how should I put it? State of Palestine, recognizing the state of Palestine, even though there's never been a state of Palestine.
Here's to the lads in Westminster!
No, let's not. So I pressed the wrong button. Anyway,
How do you recognize a country?
yeah, that never existed in the first place. So-
Wait, don't I know you? Wait, no, I know you from somewhere on the West Bank, don't I? Come on.
Yeah,
Where?
exactly.
Jog my memory.
Yeah.
Wait,
We're like-
Palestine. Aren't you referring to Brampton? Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh, yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
Oh, wow. My heavens. You mean Bangladesh. There you go, guys.
Yeah, right. How dare you talk about my squishy machine that way? I am. You will all die.
That's the first othering that I think really, really hurt when
Pretty
they took
much.
away Apu. Like
Yeah.
Apu,
Yes!
Speedy Gonzalez, when they took away Speedy Gonzalez. I'm still frustrated about the deleting of Pepe Le Pew. Come on.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just outrageous. You can't do that. You just can't do
Pooh was
that.
the worst. I agree. But Pooh really just frustrating. I was like, what? No. Wait.
Yes,
Exactly.
a successful immigrant who built a great business, had a good family acumen, and maintained relationships with all of his friends. That's a stereotype that we need to erase.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because, how dare we promote strong communities and people that make successes out of themselves, especially if they're in a foreign land that's not their own.
Mhm.
Exactly.
It's the dream police. They're here
That's
in my
right.
head.
So for anybody that happens to be new on the show, so what we just do here, I draw in order to improve upon my comic skills, eventually for the comic that I want to put out regardless anyway. And we just talk, we just yap about stuff, and hey, we'll talk about what you guys are talking about, we'll talk about what we're talking about, and like Commander Classified says, let's see, the Canada I grew up in no longer exists. We have been taken over by leftist communists. I saw this happening about 30 years ago. Dude, you are correct. So yeah, most of us that have worked in media saw this about 30 years ago, and it started with the commercials and stuff. So let's see. However, Vince, on the other hand, wants to talk about women and fishing. So go figure.
I like both of those things.
I don't mind either. So let's see. And Bill, let's see. Any more Broccoli this week? Oh, James Bond stuff? I don't know about that.
Today is
So,
James Bond
maybe.
Day.
Is today James Bond Day?
Apparently, this is the anniversary of the release of Dr. No. Yeah.
Ooh, really? Dr. No.
Did you see the new? Because I guess Amazon now just released all of the James Bond movies onto their Amazon Prime, and they took away all the guns.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Like there are poses with James Bond holding a gun, and they just digitally erased the guns. So James Bond looks like he's awkwardly posing instead of actually brandishing a weapon.
So does that mean they're going to take all the guns out of the films now as well?
Yeah, wouldn't
I
that be
don't
funny?
think so.
I
No,
don't
and
know.
that's the weird dichotomy, is because the thumbnails when you go to Amazon Prime, no guns, but if you actually click on the thumbnail for it and it goes to like the title screen and it's like, are you sure you want to rent, buy, play, whatever, guns. So it's just like you have to go through the door, you have to pass the bouncer before you can actually get into the James Bond world where he has a license to kill. Other times he just has finger guns and he says, "You're all right."
All he'll do is he'll hold up like what we did as kids. You hold up your hand, like in a gun shape, index finger out and pew pew. That's what he'll do. That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
They'll CGI it and replace every firearm with people's hands.
Instead of a vodka martini, he's just going to walk up and say, "May I have a Tang?"
Yes, right.
It's
And Commander Classified. Wow. You became a member of the channel. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Your insanity will be much rewarded, and you got on the Be Gentle level. So for you, dear sir, I guess I'm gonna have to play a video of some sort. And for you, I'm going to play
Bird's Eye Faggots will appeal to your... Hello, faggot lovers everywhere. I've a message for you from Bird's Eye. Bird's Eye Faggots will appeal to your whole family. They've made them with lashings of gravy, but they've gone easy on the spice because kids don't like them too spicy, apparently. Bird's Eye even suggests that people who don't like faggots could enjoy these. They live in hope. You know, they could be right.
So there you go. Commander Classified, special video for you for joining. Because who doesn't want to eat a faggot? So it's like,
wait, I was
having to
muted.
take
No, I don't. I don't.
It's like the commercial that we played on Tuesday. If you want to lose weight, you take AIDS. So
Yes.
there you go.
Ooh, yeah. I remember that. It was
so-
very successful.
It was absolutely successful. So, okay. So everybody that's out there, usually I'll think of a couple of poses and stuff like that here. I'll do my initial stick figure kind of poses here. Thinking of things, putting, little dots where your elbows and joints and whatnot should be, do a rough sketch kind of over that, like what I generally do anyway. And let's just turn that down a bit. So rough sketch, and then kind of overlaying that. Essentially, what I want to do, and and just continue to refine the process. And Al dumped some interesting information on me yesterday. So, yeah, because apparently I've been drawing on 11 by 17, which I thought for like years, that's kind of what I heard. I don't want to say industry standard, but that's what I've heard for years, that artists would draw on 11 by 17, but it's actually not 11 by 17.
Well, a piece of paper can be 11 by 17.
Oh, that's what you meant. So we're talking like our bleeds and stuff like that should be within a, was it 10 by 15 margin?
All right. So,
okay.
Well, yes. The short answer is yes. So, yeah, if you look at any of the pages in the sort of Eden graphic novels, they're traditionally looking pages from comic books that we've seen in the past, where there's really not a whole lot of bleed going on.
Right.
And the actual artwork is 6 by 9 in the printed format. So I draw my pages at the artwork, the area of artwork at 10 by 15. And then when I scan in the artwork, I reduce it down to 60%. And that's what you see in the Sword of Eden graphic novels. Now, that was the standard for it was larger back in the 40s. And then like in the 60s, 70s, maybe that's the standard. So everybody drew in a box the size of 10 by 15. So the paper can be any size as long as it's bigger than 10 by 15. So that's what I think you were doing. You were taking a sheet of Bristol board or whatever, which is probably 11 by 17.
Yes.
Just filling up that whole piece of paper. But yeah, so I draw at 10 by 15, reduce to 60%. It's 6 by 9 when it's printed. So and there's white around that area too. But I do have some bleeds, so I keep that in mind. So,
well, Al, can I ask you a weird question?
Sure.
And this might be like a deep cut nerding out too much, but what is the weight of the paper that you use?
Ooh.
Well, I use Strathmore. I think it's 400 series. I think it's 2-ply. I
Okay.
don't know. Oh, all right. It's kind of the best paper that I've found lately that still works when you use a brush or a nib on it. So I use a
Okay.
102 Hunt nib for inking a pen. So it's got a bit of a point to it. It's actually 2 points, but you don't want the
Right.
paper start ripping. And if the paper's kind of cheap and it starts ripping, then the ink just starts bleeding all over the place.
Well, and that's what I'm most concerned about is in terms of inking and what the spread of that ink would be on what is your ideal paper. Like I have a framed comic book panel that I got years and years ago. And it's interesting because it looks like a very thin, light paper just to accommodate their inking styles.
Right. So I'm looking at pad of paper I use. So I use Strathmore Bristol paper. It's the 400 series. And yeah, it's 2-ply, doesn't it? It's kind of like the paper stock. I don't know the actual weight to it. It's just regular, Bristol board, but it's the best that I found that I've liked. And the weird thing is
It's like, hey, nerdlinger, it's paper. It's made of trees.
well, no, see, that's
Move on.
important. all of this is important because when I was working at DC Comics, I got because I was an inker, so I got a story for Justice League Unlimited, and half of the paper was great. I could use a nib on it, and the other half of the paper was terrible. When I used the nib on it, then the ink was bleeding all over the place. So then I had to start using a micron pen, which I really didn't want to use. And those pages didn't look as good as everything else. So it's weird. So paper stock is important. Your tools are important. And yeah, if you're using nibs, you got to make sure you use paper or Bristol board that's going to hold up to using a nib.
Nice. Interesting.
Hmm.
No, seriously, I am fascinated by the it's kind of like special features on a movie, on a DVD. It's like, oh, and this is how we did this, and oh my stars, it was made out of glass and smoke.
Yeah, exactly. It's the stuff that you never really hear about, right?
Mm.
You never do. You really never do. Because it's like not often do you hear about what goes into the work of it all. And you just, I don't know, to me at least, you just kind of take it for granted.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike. When you studied for graphic design, did you ever study about paper for that side of it? Like
Actually, I did, but I never really got heavy. Well, I should say I never really got heavy into it, but I should say more to the point. The class really didn't get, more into it. It didn't explain as to why there were certain weights of paper and stuff like that. And I just kind of wanted to know more. But it was really odd. Just never got into it much. It was really weird.
Well, when I went to college up in Fredericton for graphic design, we actually went to a print shop and they actually sat us down and showed us. I have the booklets here, the different stocks, the different size, widths, and everything of the different papers. And then they'd say, okay, this one will accept this kind of ink, this and that. And they really broke it down during it's like a 2-day class we had traveling to these places and watching the print shops, getting it done physically and the physical aspect. And it's quite fascinating. And it actually really interested me. And like you say, Al, like, but that's definitely important for your world. So, and it's kind of always interesting for people to hear about that, to knowing what goes in behind that. I find it is quite fascinating.
Well, when I was teaching, in the syllabus, there was a required art list of the different pens and paper that the students would have to get. Mm-hmm. And all the stuff that I like, I can't get at a local Michael's or one of those craft stores because they don't carry the quality of art supplies that I actually like. So I usually have to order online.
Where do you get
That's why I like
your stuff?
Fredericton was nice. They actually had specific stores in that city, so you could actually walk to the stores. It was like, oh, this makes life so easy, so much easier. But yeah, no, like here in town, I can't get anything. You'd have to order it. It's like, yeah, it is hard to get a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, so I used to like Cheap Joe's. They were an online, art store, but they closed a few months ago. So I get some of my art supplies from Bricks. They're online. They're kind of popular. But yeah, like, I had a good school that Tom was having a good school to go to where they actually talked about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is only the drawing part. It's like, if you're self-publishing and you have to print your comic or graphic novel, you got to start thinking about that paper as well and how well that, because offset printing, I guess printers still use offset printing, but a lot use digital printing as well. And that paper stock, the way they print stuff could change your colors or your gray tones. So it's really important to sort of study all this stuff. It's not just about, getting a piece of paper. Like any comic, like if you want to draw comics, yeah, just get some typing paper and a number 2 pencil and you're off to the races. But yeah, if you really want to do things correctly, there's a certain standard. Also, you can't have all your pages like, at a different size because you want to make sure your book is printed, like the same sort of size and format as a comic book. So all the stuff has to be planned out ahead.
No, I enjoyed taking that class because it wasn't just for digital. I mean, everything was digital at the time but they taught us bookbinding. We actually get to physically bind our own books. And how do you want to do it with yarn or stitching or staples? And we got to play with that too. So they let us do the older school with the graphic design on top of that way we felt what it used to be like. And it was really fascinating.
That is fantastic. That sounds like a wonderful education.
Oh,
yeah,
it was. Yeah,
that's right. Or like Amanda Crosswhite said, yeah, please pass me the rolling papyrus. Let's get down to making our own paper. So, I don't know what kind of classified weight that would be though for papyrus. Just remember, write on the smooth side, not the rough side. So,
well, I'll say this: my favorite paper to work with was like a rice paper because I used to like doing sumi ink. As I mentioned before. The Japanese ink, I love it, and then the rice paper takes it the best. It just
and Commander Classifies, I can't draw worth a bleep.
Hoot.
I am yes, I am quack. I am, however, a good draftsman. I do side work in 3D Studio Max, cool, and AutoCAD, making machine parts. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. And it's all about all I can tell you, due to NDAs, I am good at it though. That's really interesting. You know what? I haven't even used 3D Studio Max in a long time. It's been a long time. I usually actually be pretty good at 3D animation. So, damn. Let's see. And Bill, like speaking of drawing, I see the new Titan character based on the Battersea Power Station, which is now in a shopping mall with an official Transformers store within it, is getting a comic story on reveal. Oh, that brown one! Oh my god, I can't. I'm just wondering what the story is behind that, Bill. I haven't the faintest idea, but hopefully it's interesting. So that's all I want to know. Yeah.
So in terms of your visual reference for this, did you take any inspiration from The Bride from Kill Bill?
No, you know what? Here's the weird thing, because I've always wanted to. I've never completely finished Kill Bill, either Volume 1 or 2.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah,
you're in for a treat because apparently this December it's going on the road, and it's going to be. They're going to release the whole bloody affair.
Oh, that's what I believe it was Bill that actually in the chat yesterday that mentioned that. So they're going to be like releasing the whole entire thing.
Yeah,
and
1 and 2.
Whenever it's on TV, I always catch like, I don't know, somewhere's in the middle of it, like on Showcase or something like that. And it's like, oh God, right? I always miss it. And I mean, I kind of know how it turns out. I mean, I know she fights Daryl Hannah and
it's called
and a
Kill
few
Bill.
others.
It's
Exactly.
It's kind of like watching Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock, and then at the end of the movie, it's like, nah, didn't find him.
Yeah, exactly right. So Nothing to
I am
see here.
I am so baffled that you haven't seen it. I got that on Blu-ray. I mean, I've actually used that. Going back into going to college again, I used that film for an example. We had to do a project on just talking about different colors during one class,
Yeah.
and I used movie. I love movie as being a film, want to be a filmmaker, and I use that for that fight scene with her, and I can't think of her name, but they're in the snow and the blood in the
Oh,
snow and
Jaime?
that
No.
yeah.
Oren
And
Ishii. Oren Ishii.
what you see so much white, but then the red blood was so stand out, and it was just wow. And dude, you got to see those films. They're brilliant.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so good.
I feel like I'm being reprimanded now.
You are. Let me roll up a newspaper and hit you on the nose briskly.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Massa. I can't help it. I didn't say this. No, because I mean, I saw it in movie theaters. Sorry, I didn't see it in movie theaters, but when it came out, it was like plastered all over the place. It's like, dang, this looks really cool. But unfortunately, I had to go to this thing called a job, and and I didn't make it. I never made it to see it. I mean, I know Quentin Tarantino movies are obviously, good and, well, let's face it, pretty violent. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there was something about this that I don't know why it just made me want to see it, And Uma Thurman, she's had a few good roles over the years, but I just never picked her as the type that would be holding a samurai sword, going basically kung fu and ninja on everybody's ass and hunting down David Carradine. So, who I like in Kung Fu,
Yeah,
So,
I'd argue with
and-
that because
and-
that should have been Bruce Lee's role, but yeah, but
well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that, my, who was it? I think it was my mom and dad would watch it. David Carradine, because obviously, in the 70s he was quite the popular guy in Hollywood, especially with Death Race 2000 and stuff like that. And they would watch, Kung Fu, The Journey Continues, right? So, and it wasn't that bad of a show, but
no, it wasn't.
But I thought,
get
he's
it.
playing the bad guy in this. It's like, all right, fine. This is going to be quite interesting. So, yeah, that's why. But
If you at any, like, I have had a terrible habit. I've been watching Better Call Saul, but I've been watching it in 30-second increments on YouTube Shorts. And so, if you do want to just bastardize the entire experience of seeing Kill Bill, you should watch just Kill Bill on superheroes and the nature of Superman. That is one of the greatest soliloquies of breaking down the superhero genre. In my opinion, I know people disagree with it, but it is awesome. And also, there's a lot of, I think, I'm not sure which came first, Kill Bill or people drawing guys in suits wearing domino masks.
Interesting.
I would say still have to go see the whole thing. As a person
Definitely.
is in filmmaking, it's just a beautiful cinema. The cinematography is gorgeous. The acting, the fighting scenes are well planned out and well put. It's just so good. It's art. It is art, in my opinion. It really is.
But also, speaking of reference material, I'm just curious, and everyone, like Comic Relief Crusader, I'm a crass man.
Yes. What? Really?
So my question is, what was your frame of reference for the ample bosom?
Okay. Well, first of all, how should I put it? I don't know. It's just the way
I'm just curious how many tits you looked at to, draw them.
Oh my god. Only enough to keep me interested. No. No. I had let me see if I can pull it up because back
no, it's gonna be pornography. I don't want
no god. Only partially. No. Let's see. There was trying to look up the reference photo here because there was an old comic that I kind of did like back in the 90s, and it was actually kind of how should I put it? It kind of harkens back to I suppose now you could kind of say Suicide Squad-ish, but let's see. This is like and I was looking at some of the back photos that I had, and because I wanted to use like, reference shots,
Ooh, nice.
right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So it was alongside, something like this, for example, right?
Mhm.
And I just wanted to modify it a bit. Anyway, the comic that I had, like that I was gonna do, and I think I got about maybe 10 pages done, but this was like back in St. John when I was like starting out with a bunch of other guys, our own little comic label. I wanted to do a comic of a relinquent not a relinquent someone a resentful assassin, right? Japanese assassin that is forced to carry out assassinations through this mob boss, only because she has a bomb stuck in her head, right? In her brain or something like that. And she wants to find a way. She has to try to find a way without, her mob boss finding out, to try to get this bomb out of her head. And so, years pass. I never did finish the comic whatsoever. It would have been an interesting storyline. I still got the pages. And then, years and years later, freaking Suicide Squad comes out, right? And dumbass Amanda Waller has to pull the bomb in your head kind of trick, right? So I thought, because this was in the time, it's like, maybe I should finish this, looking into it and stuff like that. It'd be like an interesting story that I want to probably get back to. So, but no, because I thought
bomb in your head goes all the way back to like Escape from New York. That's the earliest one that I can think
I
of.
suppose, yeah. I mean, I guess. Well, that's what I was thinking, right? If I did this over again, people would, probably think, oh, you're just ripping off this and this and this. See, and I had never seen Escape from New York, right?
Oh my! Why am I here?
I don't know. I only had so many hours in a day. There's a lot of movies that I missed out
I'm
on.
sure you were talking to girls or something.
I wish.
Oh, I'll be honest. When I used to work at a call center, I used to leave early to go to the theater. That's how much I loved film. I gave up, and you just have. But no, that concept, you can do that. Oh, that actually sounds like a really interesting story. I would go see that film. I totally would, or I would read that comic. 100%.
See, and the thing was, like there'd be like other mafia factions here and there. You got Yakuza, you got like the Italian and the Italians and the Irish and probably the Chinese, the Chinese triads, and they all got their own kind of how should I put it, like they're superpowered hitmen, right? To go carry out, like knock somebody off kind of thing, right? They send for extra troublesome kind of people, they send the heavy hitters, but she would have to carry out like some sort of assassin while trying to find out and leaving maybe like some sort of clues for cops, like, hey, I'm in trouble, I'm an assassin, I don't want to do this because I'm being forced to do it against my will, help, kind of thing, right? So that would be like the whole story while going up against superpowered mafia assassins,
Let me just say this. It would break a brilliant comment, but it would also make a good film, and it actually could make a great video game. You could expand something like that so far. I would play that game.
Could.
Oh my goodness! I'm not even kidding you. This is brilliant. Like, wow, dude. What do you think, Al?
This is the plan, right? And I suppose in a way it's kind of like the whole like Eric July kind of Ripperverse kind of thing. I would love to be able to hire another artist, but I don't have the quid, right? To be able to pay. That's that's the other dilemma I face, right? To be able to do that kind of thing, so I can get a story out. But you would have to kind of explain to anybody that would want to do that kind of thing, hey, you're not going to get paid until and if the book actually does well. So
But you're gonna
Yeah, but
how
I
do
know
you
a guy.
how do you explain that?
I
your
know
art is
a
getting
guy
so
who
much
took
better.
that deal.
Oh,
and how
really?
that worked out.
As far as I know, it's been awful.
Oh,
Right,
well, then there
exactly.
you go.
So here's a couple of things. One is, you absolutely need to pay your people.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the other thing is that working with other people, and I've done it a lot, even on creator-owned work, and it rarely works out very well.
Yeah,
'Cause even if you hire somebody, even if somebody did work for free with you, Mike,
yeah,
there's a lot of legal problems that could happen.
there
Like,
is.
who owns the
Exactly.
property? Who owns the copyright and the trademark? What if the
That's-
artist no longer wants his work reprinted? What if there's a movie deal? So
Yep.
that's why,
Mm.
since I've been working in comics for so long, now I just want to work by myself. I can't work with anyone else.
No.
I read and draw everything myself. I even self-publish my own books. If I owned a printing press, I would probably print my own books.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just the best way, because I don't have an editor tell me what to do. I'm not
Yep.
having another creator saying, "Oh, I don't want our team up comic book not to be printed anymore." And it's a huge, and that has happened to me several times, and it's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. See, and that's the thing, because I don't want to end up, say, for example, hiring a friend or hiring somebody that I've known for a while, right? And then end up not liking the person, or end up, in a fight because of X, Y, and Z kind of thing.
Right.
Right.
So I get a couple of stories about that. One is, a couple of guys I went to college with, we're roommates. We worked together on several different projects together. One of the guys, it really destroyed our friendship. And to this day, he can't stand me. And I still don't know exactly why that happened, but we worked on comics together for another publisher. We did web comics together. We self-published a book together. We worked at a studio doing animation together. And then it came to a point where it's like, I can't reprint any of that work anymore. Like any of the stuff we do with our characters, working together. One of my other friends, like, we were pitching around a lot of animation ideas in the 1990s. And we were working with Saban Entertainment, which does the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, for a TV show that was supposed to be with Fox and the Family Channel.
Nice.
And it was optioned. We signed an option agreement. We signed an option of purchase agreement, and then the studio had 1 year to decide to greenlight the series or not. We had to get a lawyer to handle the contract, and prior to that, we didn't have a lawyer. We would just call up, Cartoon Network or whatever, and pitch ideas. But when it came to actually putting together a contract, we needed a lawyer because that was really extensive.
Yeah.
So we were developing for that period. We were developing the show. We were creating new characters. We wrote a script. There were like 3 drafts of the script. After the end of that year, the Saban Entertainment decided not to greenlight the series.
Bummer.
The day after that, my buddy wanted me to sign all my rights to the property over to him so he can just take it anywhere he wanted. And I said, "There's no way I'm doing that." And that ended our friendship.
Wow. That's a shame, man.
Yep.
Yeah. It's no, I mean, it's not cool. If you get an idea, hang on to it. I don't want to be the kind of guy that says, don't share your ideas.
I want to be that guy. I have
Yeah.
an idea that I could pitch all of you right now, and if I did it, then it's just in the ether, and anyone can do it. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, no, Edison invented it.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it's easy to get a copyright. So all you have to do is write everything down on a piece of paper, like your story idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's really
no.
simple.
Go on. Tell how do you do it? Because I know this. Tell it.
I don't know how that works in Canada, but as far as in America, as far as copyrights go, there are different types of copyright. So you can copyright an image, the way a character looks. You can copyright a story. You can copyright actual audio, music, and that sort of thing. and there are different types of forms to do. So with a copyright, you just got to take the material you have, make a copy of it, fill out a copyright form, send it to the Library of Congress. I don't know what the fees are now. It's been a little while since I had to do a new copyright.
Huh.
And as soon as it's filed, you own that copyright until 70 years after you're dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, like even with this, like all my characters are copyrighted. Either the way the characters look, which is a VA form, or with the story or the origins that's a TX form. And if you publish a book, you can copyright that as well. And I've done that with the Sword of Eden Volume 1. I did it with some other self-published work as well. Yeah, so I don't have a problem with getting my stuff out there because it's already copyrighted.
Yeah.
Well, and also from what I understand in terms of intellectual property, if I wanted to, like, let's say I had done the work and printed it up, have a script, put
Right.
it in an envelope, send it to myself,
Registered
and
mail.
leave it sealed.
Yep.
And then the postmark will say this was sent on such and such a day. And then if you find someone who has taken your intellectual property, say, I had it first. And all you have to do is hand over the envelope that you wrote to yourself.
Yeah.
And say it was written in 1997 and it's currently 2025. And I don't know how this guy got it.
Yeah.
Well, I've done that.
Yeah.
But
Really? Does it
yeah.
work?
No.
Oh,
Oh.
Damn it. Here's the problem.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
So
So
Scott,
everyone in the chat, do not take our legal advice.
don't take my
No, no, no.
advice.
And don't take Scotty's advice. Only
Speak to
Only
a
people
lawyer.
that have
I am not a
actually done it.
lawyer.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
speak to a lawyer,
Like
but
Al.
What
Oh,
Scotty,
oh,
what Scotty's just explained, it's better
Right.
than doing nothing. But if you do take a script that you had and you mailed it to yourself and it's been postmarked by the post office, that's better than nothing. But if I go and I find out about your idea and I actually get a copyright on it, my copyright will more than likely hold up in court as
It
opposed
trumps
to
my postmark?
I
Damn.
know it's terrible, but copyrights are cheap. Copyrights are easy to do. You don't have to keep renewing them. You own the copyright until 70 years after you're dead. So yeah, I don't know how that works in Canada, but in the United States, yeah,
Nothing works in Canada, buddy.
Yeah.
What's
no,
that?
that's true, yeah.
Nothing works
no?
in Canada.
Oh,
Especially our mail right now.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
you
they're
have
on strike.
problems
Yeah.
again? That's
Speaking
terrible.
of postmarks,
I know. Oh, and I just want to say, Commander Classified, dude, thank you very much.
wow.
That is amazing. Who's gifted 5 memberships at the Ease It In Slowly membership level. I know it sounds suggestive, but it's not quite what you think.
well, it's
You know,
better
you're
than
just-
just the tip tier.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. So let's see who got a membership. Franco Walker, you got a membership. Jason Fox of 540 Studio, you got a membership. Lord Thoth got a membership. Cam,
Thoth.
yeah, Cam got a membership, and Luke Art got a membership because I can't pronounce his last name, so forgive me on that. All of you got a membership, so enjoy as much as humanly possible. And for that, dude, let's see. I'm gonna have to play a special video for you. What is it going to be? Let's see. For you, it's going to be
The trailer to Kill Bill?
It could be, yeah. But
No,
I
it's
already
not
got
gonna
2
be.
copyright strikes, and I'm fighting it. So
Yeah, no, don't play with fire.
yeah, no. Let's see. It's going to be, if my computer would actually move faster, which it doesn't. Yes, maybe I'll just play this one. I will do that. Yes. Something funny.
All right, Hank. If this is the hill you want to die on, I'll fight your brat. Come on, Bobby boy. Let's rumble.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
There you go.
Well said. What? Whatever.
I don't know what the fuck that just was, but it reached out and it touched a brother's heart.
Exactly. So deeply. Yes. So the real collector, nice to see you, man, all the way in Mexico. So what is going on that day? Nice to see you. So he says, blame Canada. Blame Canada. It's not a real country anyway. Only
You
part of
said
it
it
is.
wrong. You said
I
it
know.
wrong.
Blame Canada. Blame.
Blame Canada.
Oh yeah. Chianada.
There's all their stupid hullabaloo and fuck Anne Murray too. Blame
Yeah, right.
Canada.
I could never stand Anne Murray. I don't know why. I just couldn't.
I don't know.
I mean, she like
Danny's song is good. Like, I don't want to turn this into an Anne Murray love fest, but she had pipes. She had pipes.
Yeah, she's not bad. She's not
She
bad.
did.
Not exactly.
She did. It's probably because I heard so much of her during the 70s on the radio. It's just
like she's no Linda Ronstadt.
No, this is 100% true. So, I just too much on the radio. Maybe that's what it was.
I've been starting to feel like a poor person when I've been driving around. Well, I am a poor person, but I've been feeling it because I've been driving around and I've been cranking the FM radio. But you know how you get into those dead spots? And it's like it starts to go fuzzy. And so the people who are driving next to me in their new cars, like fancy pantses, and they're all like, oh, we got digital satellite radio with all the things, and it sounds like a fucking nightclub in here. And I'm sitting there with like a wire hanger, just like, oh my God, I hope I can listen to the Guess Who.
Yeah, right.
Oh wow, that's it.
Who are you?
No, not the Who.
No, I know.
Who.
It's just I know, but it's
for the Wolfman over here, and you're a pinball wizard. What the?
Well, it's a song that as soon as you said "who," it's just the word "who." It just popped in my head, and that's the song that popped in my head.
You know, my Floyd is purple.
Okay, well, good. I know that now.
I mean, Burton Cummings is a legend. Legend, will you say?
Yes.
If it weren't for Burton Cummings' alcoholism, we never would have got Bachman Turner Overdrive. And taking care of business is directly fueled by that mustachioed man.
Yes. I have to agree with you on that. 150%. Yes. So I guess we're really going to have to look that up now in Canada. How to register intellectual property, because that's
do you guys want to hear me pitch my idea and then lose all financial all right.
Okay, first of all, before he says anything, patent pending, copywritten, this you know what
count.
Well, I don't know.
Putting a post on your Facebook wall being like, I own all my images.
I'm gonna say it anyway, okay? All this intellectual property belongs to Scotty. It is date stamped now on this video. So if anything happens to go into court whatsoever, it's proven that this is Scotty's idea. So I'm just gonna say that.
All right, well, hold on. Let me get a piece of paper and a pen, and then
okay. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
You ready?
So here's the idea. It's a suit. It's like a technologically futuristic Earth. Okay. And so we have infinite power because of these giant pillars in the ocean, and so they're just always churning energy. So energy is not an issue. Right. The pillars in the oceans, they are the metropoli of what happens on Earth. However, because of this infinite situation, there are train tracks across the world, but they're like monorails, but they hover. So they hover everywhere. So anyway, I'm laying tracks all over the Earth. Now, there are people who live on the interior of the continents, all right? And they don't give a good goldern about any of the people who live in these giant pillar cities who have all the everything. Anyway, so these guys, and they're never the same guy. Like, we have a core group, and they are called the Hobo Dojo. They travel the rails and they solve crimes like Kung Fu, Kane from Kung Fu, or the Incredible Hulk. Here's the deal, though, and it's only like a 12-issue series. The thing is, any of them can die all the time, and anyone can join the Hobo Dojo. They just fight crime, and I assume that they're somewhat martial artists because of the dojo moniker. I'm focused on the hobo. Like, they wear fedoras and trench coats, and then I guess they have nunchucks or something. But yeah, and so that's the adventure of the world, and it is called the Hobo Dojo.
I like this.
Yeah. That's my idea.
I like it.
It's mine. You can't have it.
Too late.
You wrote it down, you son of a bitch. I want $78.
Damn it, where's my wooden nickels?
Mm.
Oh my god.
Well, and that's the thing, is that they can, like, they do, like, I really want to lay into the 1920s idea of what a hobo is, but also put it in a futuristic world, and they can do backflips. So their bindles, where they keep their stuff in that little handkerchief, it's a staff. Yeah. It's like Donatello from the Ninja Turtles, and so you just start beating people with it.
I kind of like this. Fighting fisticuff hobos. Yeah.
In the future.
Ninja hobos.
That's actually, you know what? If you want to rip it off, if you want to make the GoBots of my Transformers, then it should be. You could do the fighting fisticuff, whatever you said.
Oh my god. Yeah. They'll be my what was it? Radioactive kung fu.
The sewer rat, or it'll be your battle toads.
Yeah, right. My oh damn, what was the other ripoff?
There were sewer rats from Mars, I think.
Adolescent radioactive kung fu hamsters.
That's right. I recall.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I got 4 hamsters the day I saw that cartoon, and oddly enough, very prophetically, they killed each other.
Oh my god.
There's nothing more satisfying than seeing 4 hamsters fight to the death.
Exactly. Let's see. Just checking up on the chat here. Luke, nice to see you, dude. Guess what, Luke? You got a membership. So thanks to Commander Classified. So there you go. You just happen to be a member. So aren't you just flabbergasted? Let's see. And as I'm just catching up on the chat here, Comics is Commander Classified. Was trying to figure out. Wait a minute here. Was trying to figure out where I found you from, and then I remembered it was Luke. So there you go. Now you have to make Luke suffer by giving him a membership, and I thank you for that. So there you go. Were you thinking Biker Mice from Mars? Well, no, actually, because I think by the time Biker Mice from Mars came out, I think it was like the early 90s, and it was probably like, and I know it was like over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kind of ripoffs at that point. So, but I remember just looking at a lot of the comics, and one of the ripoff comics from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was, adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. So, because I remember that one, because there were like several iterations of TMNT ripoffs out there. So, actually,
that was 93.
And a couple of them I actually found at a farmer's market here in town. And I wish the guy came back, because I want to get those issues. They're just so bad, but so good at the same time. So, yeah.
Because I remember when the Ninja Turtles, that first issue came out, was like in '85, and I had a copy of the Comic Buyer's Guide, and it had an ad in it for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. So I had to take a trip down to New York to visit the college I was going to go to. Right. And then we stopped by Forbidden Planet, and I got the first issue. Of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah. So
like the first printing, 85 issue?
It was the first issue, but it was the third printing.
Okay.
Because when the first book came out, it was like, it sold like hotcakes. And
did.
Kevin
It
and
did.
Peter Laird, they didn't even think there was going to be an issue 2. They had no plans to do a series. So that's why in the first issue, they killed off the main villain.
Yeah.
And the first bunch of issues I loved. I thought it was great. And then when I was writing for Back Issue Magazine, like in the early 2000s, I actually ended up interviewing Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, no, they were great. The first 20 or so issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it was great because I asked them, because like in the beginning, it was just those two guys. They rented out an apartment.
Yep.
They answered their own phone. It was just them two just drawing their little black and white book. And Kevin, I asked him, because it became, the action figures and the cartoons and the movies and all this stuff. And I asked Kevin, like, how do you look back at those days when it's just you and Peter Laird drawing this little black and white book? And he thought it was the best time of his life. He thought that was the best fun. And then I asked Peter Laird the same question, and he doesn't look fondly upon those days as much. And it was funny. I met Peter Laird at the New York Comic Con, I think 2008, like right before he sold the property to Viacom.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun talk. I was a huge fan of the early issues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they were great guys to talk to.
The
That's what I was
creativity
hearing.
that came out of that was incredible. Like,
Oh, it
like the
was.
Mousers and Krang and like
Yeah.
I love this stark black and white style. Like if I were to do a comic book, or pardon me, sequential art tome, I would absolutely go black and white. I wouldn't color it at all. It would be totally Clerks.
Yeah, I love black and white books like Cerebus, Teenage Ninja Turtles, Strangers in Paradise,
City.
like Sin City. And the funny thing about like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guys, they were hugely influenced by Frank Miller's work on Daredevil, and that's why.
Well, hence the foot.
The Foot Clan, Splinter.
Instead of the hand.
Yeah, he had Splinter.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a total. But they love that material, so that's why they did that. So, because you had Stick and Splinter and the hand, and
April O'Neil is one of the first comic book gender swaps because in the original book she was black.
Yeah, so Kevin told me that was his girlfriend from high school, and she was mulatto, so she was, I think she was white and
mixed race. I believe is the term we use nowadays, sir.
Yeah, so when the cartoon came out, yeah, they turned her into a redhead, and I didn't like the cartoon anyway because it was so different from the original series. Because in the comic book series, the Ninja Turtles were not going around smiling and stuff, and but that was the target audience for the cartoon.
Have you ever seen the crossover where it has the comic book Ninja Turtles with the animated series Ninja Turtles and the new animated series Ninja Turtles, and they're all hanging out, and like the black and white Ninja Turtles are like, "You guys are so stupid." Like they're the ones who take care of business. It's like, what's with the different colored headbands?
I know,
like,
it was crazy.
It's awesome.
No,
it's so good.
I haven't seen that yet. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I just found out about it like the other day.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's great. It's great. It's like when you see all the Batmans, like when you get Brave and the Bold and you get, Adam West and it's so Oh, okay. So I just got a new Blu-ray.
Right.
And it is kind of the same thing that we were talking about earlier in terms of Kill Bill 1 and 2, but I got the Dark Knight Returns animated on Blu-ray, and instead of being part 1 and part 2, it's all one. I think that Peter Weller is one of my favorite Batmans.
Really?
Yeah.
Peter Weller.
I don't care for the voice actor who plays the Joker. But I really like that animated movie. It's about 2.5 hours long when you cram it all in together, which I still don't think does justice to the original graphic novel. But Peter Weller as Batman is kind of amazing.
I'm gonna have to see this now.
Yeah,
because that does sound amazing.
Doesn't the cartoon not look like Frank Miller's artwork?
It's close, but it's kind of like when you watch World's Finest and it's not Ed McGuinness's art.
Let's see. Luke says, as reference to, I'm guessing April O'Neil, she was always white in the first colored turtle comic. Before the cartoon, they show her in color, and she's white in a purple jumpsuit. I remember that. If I'm thinking of the collected, like the big collected
Omnibus
issues, yeah, like the omnibus. I remember getting that. I think it was like maybe early 90s or something like that. They were like like graphic novel kind of size, right? And these floppy trade paperbacks, or whatever they were.
trade. Yep.
Yeah, and they were in color, so I remember that. So unless they just,
but it's also that's like when you colorize something, like and when people go back and they say things like I did to elicit a response, it's as Al said, it was based on the man's girlfriend who was mixed race, and the only indication of her race would be that she had tightly curly hair.
Yep.
Right. And then it's like,
and that was a
my
perm
God.
on top of that. Yeah, because they do say
It
that,
was the
hey,
80s. Everyone had a perm.
Exactly.
My vice principal had a perm. His name was Mr.
Exactly.
All right. So the color version, are you talking about the reprints of the black and white comics that were colored by First Comics? All right. I'm looking at
that was the one. That was the one.
All right. So I am looking at my copy of that right now.
Yep.
So April O'Neil.
So is she a honky or what? Sorry.
He's a crack like a ding dong.
Her hair's brown. Her hair's brown in the first comics reprinting of those issues that were colored. But her skin tone looks white.
Huh.
That's because the man edited it.
Well, First Comics had a real. Well, First Comics was a total nightmare because they also reprinted Dave Sims' Cerebus crossover with the Turtles.
Yes, I love that.
Well, yeah, so that was issue 9 of the Turtles, and that was it's interesting the way Dave tells the story. I actually talked to Dave about this as well. So Cerebus was really popular at the time. Ninja Turtles was really popular at the time. Kevin Eastman wanted to do a crossover, so Kevin Eastman wrote the story. He drew the comic, and Dave just drew the images of Cerebus, and Dave also did all the word balloons for Cerebus. And that was a very popular issue. And Dave did not want a contract. It took Dave 2 days of work to do that. And they split the profits in half. And I think Dave got like $20,000.
Wow.
And the problem was,
that's not too bad.
No, it was okay.
That's less than a year's work.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but the problem was that Mirage Studios worked with First Comics, and First Comics was reprinting the earlier issues in color, like the one I was just looking at, and that included the Cerebus crossover. So then, like, Dave got a contract in the mail from First Comics, wanting him to sign this contract, stating that was work made for hire. And Dave's like, "It wasn't work made for hire. I'm not signing this contract." And Kevin and I agreed that that story would actually go out of print, which it eventually did. But then they worked out some sort of agreement, and I think like 2 years ago, Dave was able to reprint that particular issue on his own. So eventually it worked out fine. But this is what happens when corporate-owned companies come in, and then because Mirage Studios initially was just Kevin and Peter Laird. But they started working with this work made for hire company, First Comics, which ended up being bankrupt, and then wanting to own everything. So that was a huge nightmare.
It's too bad the two had a falling out. I think it's a real shame.
They sort of, like Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird.
Yeah,
they sort of did. There's actually a documentary on that, isn't there?
I believe there is. Yeah, somewhere's out there.
I think I saw that. Yeah. So Kevin sold his rights to the Turtles to Peter Laird, and then Peter Laird sold the Turtles to Viacom.
Yeah. Which I think personally, but that's just me, huge mistake.
I agree.
Because Nickelodeon and Paramount will do whatever they want to it from now on.
They can bring in a female turtle.
Exactly. Which they did.
Yeah.
Because there was always rumor about a fifth turtle for, I don't know, for forever. Actually, I just want to get to the chat here. Yeah. Bill, yeah, in the live action movie, they changed TCRI to TGRI. Yeah, I remember that in the original movies. So, because there was actually a company out there named TCRI. And yeah, and I like the fact that they had the Triceratons in the original series, and that the aliens, that are Krang now or whatever, they actually weren't bad guys per se. They just crash landed on Earth and they were just looking for a way home, right? So I love that little adventure that they had, through turtles basically in space, right? And they're fighting like dinosaur beings, which was actually quite fun. I'm gonna have to find those again because those were awesome. I love those friggin' first comic collected issues. They're so much fun. I love them. And then the Cerebus crossover. I remember reading that. I love that. So yeah, that was hilarious. That was actually I'm pretty sure my first exposure to Cerebus, and and with this wand traveling through time and stuff like that, and a ditzy girl basically just welding this wand because she didn't want to clean up anymore in the wizard's castle. So and I thought, man, I love this storyline. This is just like totally ridiculous, but I love it, right? So yeah, I love that. And Luke says, yeah, the Turtles these days in comics and cartoons look like a Steven Universe fan art. They do, and I don't like it. I hate it. And I'm so glad that Seth Rogen seems to have forgotten about Irma. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like the Velma of the original cartoon, basically. We all know they would have made her into a monster worse than the mini Kling Velma. Oh, God, yeah. They would have. 100%.
I don't know, man.
I totally agree with you.
I don't know. Like, my favorite Chipette is the nerdy one. Velma is my a childhood crush, and I liked Irma from the cartoons, and I just wish they would sexify these people. Like, I want Rule 34 all over my face, neck, and chest is what I'm saying.
Oh, my God. Jeez. Oh, man. You just love the nerdy girls.
I do like the nerdy girls. By the way, everyone should subscribe to Anti-Derivative Jill.
Yes.
And also, I think that I should give big ups to Sly Snide, Cat from the Phantasmagorium, because when you did post this link, she was like, "Scott, you got invited." And I was like, oh, I guess I have to do stuff now. All right. So, yeah, no, I dig the nerdy girls. In fact, Kat just did one of the greatest nerdy things that I think I would do. Then I would have to explain it to people who don't get it. She got a Lego set of the logo for Star Wars. So the first thing that you see on screen, like aside from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, like when it says the typeface of Star Wars, she got the Lego set.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I've seen that out and about.
I'm a big fan of the nerdy girls.
Okay.
And they like me for some reason. I don't know why.
There was a nerdy girl interested in a nerdy boy.
What's the name of the Chipettes? There was Brittany. Brittany was the main one. She was like the Alvin analog. And then there was there was Brittany, and it wasn't Simone, but that would have made sense.
That would have, totally, 100%.
But that's like the episode of Seinfeld where he meets the person who looks exactly like him.
I remember that one. Oh my God. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen that. Jeez.
So Al, what is your favorite character to draw?
All right, hold on.
Are you still stealing my ideas? Or are you still writing shit down?
No. I'm actually I was at the drawing board.
Okay.
As far as work made for hire, I was actually asked this not too long ago. I think maybe on one of Mike's streams. When I was an inker, it had more to do with who what penciler I was working with. And I had a couple of pencilers I liked and some I didn't. There wasn't any particular character that I liked best, but DC Comics probably treated me better than any other publisher, except for in recent years. But the last couple of months, DC Comics has been very polite to me, so I appreciate that. Yeah, Jughead was fine. Justice League Unlimited, that was kind of fun. Batman was in that, so that was kind of cool. So,
oh, you know what? That's when I talk to people who are fans of comic books, and then I ask, like, what was the comic book that got you into comic books? I snicker and respect when they say the Archie comics. First things first. And I think that I snicker because it seems childish, but also those drawings of those characters had such personality. Like Jughead walks like Jughead. And you can see it in the book. And so it's one of those things where it's like when Matthew Lillard plays Shaggy, and it's like, oh, he gets it. And so
yes, so that was that's very much like Dan DeCarlo's art style. That's what you're usually seeing when you look at more of the traditional Archie stuff. So and Dan DeCarlo also created Josie and the Pussycats.
Great movie.
You know what? I never saw it, but I started working for Archie Comics like a little bit after that movie came out. And Dan DeCarlo actually sued Archie Comics because Dan DeCarlo claimed that he never signed a work made for hire contract for Josie and the Pussycats.
Really?
And I was told never to mention Dan DeCarlo's name to anyone at Archie Comics when I was working for them.
Wow.
And their defense was that even though Dan DeCarlo was suing us, Archie Comics, we were still giving him work. And I thought that was really kind of scummy. It's like, it's his idea. And I don't think Dan DeCarlo was getting any money from the movie. And I never saw the movie, so I don't know how good it was.
Well, it's like 90s bubblegum cute.
Right.
But it is an indicting satire of the of artist, like, oh, come on, when it's like then it's the 90s and we're exploiting the musicians kind of vibe throughout, and then they succeed on the power of music.
So was that like direct to video, or did that go?
No, it's theatrical. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it was totally theatrical. Yeah.
Rachel Lee Cook, Rosario Dawson, the girl from American Pie. I'm so sorry. And Alan Cumming. Like it was a legit release. I have it on DVD, and that's why I'm gay. No, I'm kidding.
Not according to never mind.
No, but the thing is, this is the weirdest thing. I've taken a lot of flack. I love watching hot chicks do awesome things. And so anytime I bring up, it's like, oh, I love this movie about hot chicks doing awesome things. People are like, fag. And I'm like, what?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, exactly, right?
I like watching chicks. It doesn't make any sense.
I totally forgot Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, it was like one of her early roles. It was before Men in Black 2.
Wow. And back in Men in Black 2, I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Men in Black 2. You know what ruined Men in Black 2?
Besides the Balchinian.
The Balchinian?
Yeah.
Who's the Balchinian?
In the near the beginning of the movie, right? They're what was it? They're in this basement. There was like some sort of device or something like that to like, what was it? Restore memory or something like that. That K. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. And there was this guy, this alien with a scarf, right? And and then Jay is like, Kay, he's a Balchinian, right? He pulls down the scarf and there's like a sack basically hanging there, which he punches.
Oh no.
So
do you think that ruined Men in Black?
Well, I mean,
I can tell you something worse.
I just thought it was cheesy.
You know, the end of Men in Black 2 was supposed to take place on atop the World Trade Center.
Oh,
Oh, really?
So you
No,
know
I
what
did not
ruined
know
Men in
that.
Black 2?
Mm,
9/11.
yes. Yeah, 9/11. Wow. Dang, I did not know that. I really honestly did not.
Yeah.
So I'm rather surprised now. So
I don't like making light of it, but there are a couple of punchlines that are just so awful that are amazing.
yeah.
It's like the Aristocrats. It's like AIDS, 9/11.
Yeah, right. The punchlines dare not speak its own name.
What was it? Because like I was going to apply for a restaurant job.
Right.
That's where my professional history lie, and so I went there and gave them my resume, and I thought I was doing great. I did the interview, everything was fine, and so then the lady who was interviewing me said, "Is this you?" Because my email address is my username on Google and all that jazz. And
Right.
so she shows me, she says, "This is one of our other restaurants that you went to and you left a Google review for it." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, sure. What did I put? What did I put?" And apparently, in a fit, I had said, "This restaurant is worse than the Holocaust." And so I didn't get hired.
Oh my
Now,
God,
obviously,
no.
I didn't mean it. No restaurant could be worse than the Holocaust. But I did say it in a fit of rage, and so they probably kicked me out.
Hey, Gab says, Scotty, you're the Guinness Book of World Records holder for being kicked off of streams.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like that.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
And hey, Dark
It's nice
Helmet,
to see
how's
you,
it going,
Gab.
man? Nice to see you, dude.
Dark Helmet.
Yeah. Let's see. And Bill
I haven't
says, yeah,
seen
the
Dark
content
Helmet
I
in forever.
use. I know. The comic I used to read was 2000 AD. Oh, yeah, okay. Remember
Oh my.
Mech Quake and Strontium Dog. Oh, I remember that. Dang.
It's nice to
I'm
see you,
sorry,
Mr.
guys.
Buckley.
I'm just trying to catch up on the stream while I'm drawing, so I have to go back every once in a while and catch up on the stream. So and I thought Josie and the Pussycats was a spinoff from Archie. It is. Yeah. Just like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And
Oh my God.
and what was the other
hold
one?
on there, Scotty.
No, I'm thinking, no, you know what? You're right. I should shut up.
No. I was just going to make a joke because the first book I worked on at Archie Comics was Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I was on that book for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I guess it was fun. I think I told Mike this, but the first story I did, I'd asked my editor-in-chief at the time what he thought of my inking on that first Sabrina story. And he said that I made Sabrina look too sexy, which I kind of understood what he was saying. But
Well,
it's
we're not
weird.
talking about Wendy the Teenage Witch here.
Yeah, exactly.
Sabrina.
Right.
No, wait. Casper's friend Wendy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I'm just curious. What did you think of the Kiernan Shipka Netflix adaptation? Was that too sexy?
Well, I was a little upset that when they printed a magazine to promote the TV show and they included several of my stories in it, Archie Comics wouldn't even send me a free comp copy.
Wow.
Oh,
Really?
dude. That sounds like Harlan Ellison.
Yeah,
Get off my lawn.
But the weird thing is, my contract with Archie, it probably wasn't the best contract I ever signed, but I knew what I was signing. And yeah, they weren't forced to send me any comp copies, but I thought it would be nice. But yeah, they didn't even get back to me.
Oh, damn it. Tank Ferret, I didn't even know you were in the chat. Well, hello, Tank Ferret, and you're gonna bounce back to work. So, like, share, and stay magnificent, everyone. Thank you very much, Tank Ferret. I really appreciate you being here, and welcome to the channel. And thank you for the compliment. Great artwork, he says. So, yeah. Come back, watch another rewind. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more hilarity that will ensue later on. So, yeah, Scotty. Al has. Do you have any more of your pages on sale left on eBay, Al?
All my work made for hire stuff was sold in the last several months. So everything I did for Archie or DC or Marvel, that's been sold. And what I have some of my own stuff on eBay, but and also on my online store, but I'm a little bit more apprehensive to sell my creator-owned work. But yeah, all my work made for hire stuff has been sold. And I had some of that on eBay, and I sold like some of my ElfQuest stuff on eBay. But what I found is that on eBay, they're just a bunch of cheapskates. So I just reached out to comic book stores, and one comic book store in California bought like a couple hundred of my pages. And that was very nice. I thought that was fantastic. And then a local retailer of mine, he bought let's see, probably about 100 pages of my work made for hire stuff too. So yeah, I'm all sold out.
Nice.
And that's great. So that makes me happy.
Tom, you've been quiet. What's going on?
Oh, just taking everything in. I mean, I as he mentioned that I've never seen that Peter Weller Batman. I'm watching that later tonight. Now, not going to say how. Well, you've intrigued me. So, and then talking of nothing wrong with liking the females drawn nicely, and then that brings me back. I was like talking as you were mentioning that. I'm like, my favorite, at least the way he draws the women is, and I mentioned it before, is J. Scott Campbell. The way he draws his women is just nice. Just I love
alluring.
Now, actually, since I'm babbling on, you know me, I can talk. Let me say, everybody else gave a good idea here, so I'm going to throw this out. Al, you already have great creations, and then Scotty, that's a good one. And I'm serious. If you gotta create that idea with, I'm sorry, but as a filmmaker, I want to create your idea comic. Do it, bring it back to life. That's amazing. You know, there's just anyway. Yours, I just loved it. It just stuck with me as a filmmaker. I want to create that film, and I'd like to play that video game. I watch that I read that comic. I watch the cartoon. Like seriously, all iterations would be amazing. You could really expand that.
I wonder if I can show. Let me see if I can see if I can show these pages that I drew in the 90s. Because what I did, like, I think it was like last year or maybe 2 years ago, I went to the library and I went to their Fairtier copier, and it just happened to photocopy the pages just in case, should anything happen. I mean, they were in a folder for like, I don't know, like 30 years. Yeah, right. So, it's not like anything would kind of happen to the paper or anything like that, but you never know. Let me see here. Gap After Dark says, what films have you made, Tom?
I'll get to that in a sec. Let me share my idea, because everybody here has great ideas. So I want to do a manga. Me and a friend of mine. We've been talking about this for a while. I mentioned it on your other show a few times before. It's going to represent, there's going to be 3 girls. They travel around the country on buses. They're e-girls, they work with, online, as some women do nowadays. One of them is a gamer girl. She's like the brunette, mid-level looks and stuff. There's the blonde who does more of an adult nature type online stuff. She's more buxom, if you will. And then there's the very thin one. We haven't figured out what she's going to do online, but she's a very rambunctious thing. There's going to be a lot of fan service. Anybody ever watched High School of the Dead? Stuff like that. A lot of fan service, certain types of things. Now, what they're going to do is they're traveling around the country in a bus, and they're going to fight off simps. Guys that pay the money to see them or subscribe. They fight off simps, and they're going to battle other girls in the industry that travel around the country also. And at one point, maybe by the second writings, the second volume, it turns out their bus turns into a big robot. And the robots, the big buses, battle each other. So the big bus turns into a robot. And and it's just going to be, it's a comedy. It's a comedy, of course.
Here's an idea.
Right.
So these three women who travel in their robot bus,
Yes.
when the bus transforms into the giant
Yeah.
robot, it has scissor hands, and we call them the Scissor Sisters.
Oh, the iteration.
Now, there is a band called the Scissor Sisters,
Love
so
it,
there's
love it.
legalities, but whatever.
I have a feeling there'll be expectations of certain visuals as well. But
well, no,
yeah.
but that's the thing. That's how you get in jail free, yo. Is that
Yeah,
the giant
exactly,
robot
exactly.
has scissors?
But
the
yeah,
people
just an
I
idea that we
let on this show. Oh my god! No, I'm kidding. Okay, let me have a look here.
I
You
think
keep
I
on
would do
talking.
very
You're gonna have-
well in a writer's room until I got
I
kicked
th-
out.
I think you would, right? bringing back fun at least to TV shows and stuff like that. Like, my god, it's what we're missing right here. Okay, let's see. Can I do?
Would you accept a reboot
This?
of Mr. Belvedere if your Belvedere is a lady, like a Mary Poppins?
Oh god,
Mrs. Belvedere or Ms. Belvedere.
I don't know if they were trying to do like a reboot of it. I don't know, just something wouldn't.
I think it
sit
could
well
work.
with me.
I
don't
think
know
it could
why.
work.
I don't know why.
No,
Okay,
you know
wait a
what?
minute.
I sound like
Presentations.
Kathleen Kennedy. Mr. Belvedere is female.
yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. Okay, hold on a second here. What is going on here? Screen share.
Yeah, we see it.
Why doesn't that show up?
We got
Okay. Well, that was the cover. I just want to replace it actually.
When
So,
did you draw that?
let's see. Oh, this was like 94
Yeah.
at least.
Oh, many.
Well,
years.
your style
Yeah.
has progressed. Like, good work on the evolution.
Many ages ago. Well, the thing is because I took a big long break in between where I just didn't draw anymore, right? Because taking care of a family and stuff like that, and my kids would always be like, hey Dad, how come you don't draw anymore? And it's like, I don't know, just like no time, right?
Can't find a pencil.
After exactly, yeah, couldn't find a pencil. But after finding Klobby's channel, like years ago, like 4 years ago, and stuff like that, it just got me excited into reading and wanting to draw comics again. And getting back into it.
Oh yeah, I can.
And then finding,
I can totally tell what era this was drawn in based on the font.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to make my own font and stuff like that. So this was actually going to be like page 1 of said comic. So
you want some criticism?
Yeah. So criticize.
Well, the big thing for comic book creators that are doing their own lettering, the worst thing you can do is have, I'm not saying that this is the case. What I would tell my students is the worst thing you can do is have very amateurish looking lettering, because that means that you're really not ready yet. So you got to make sure you have enough room around all your
interesting.
Here. You have have some of your letters touching the caption boxes.
Yeah,
you need more room around between the text and the caption boxes. I think if you fix that, you should be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, totally. Because I just printed some stuff off, and these were actually just the lettering was actually placeholders for the dialogue that I wanted to put in, like literally letter it in, write it in like later, right?
Oh,
so,
right.
But yeah, that's that's actually what it was. Let's see. So that was actually. And I'm always kind of, I don't know, oddly impressed with the silhouette that I did like around the head and stuff like that. I don't know why.
That's just very 80s Art Adams kind of thing to do.
Yeah.
Have a highlight around the black areas.
I didn't know where I got the idea from to do it. And I don't know, I just did it, just fiddling around with it, right? And so I did that. And then let's see if this actually uploads.
I did something similar on a splash page for one of my classes at SVA. I had 2 characters, and then I had a black background. I put a white line around everything, and my teacher at the time scolded me for that. Said it looked like it was me. Yeah, and that was Will Eisner, and Will was like, "It looks like a pasted up image. Don't do that." I was like, "Okay."
Oh wow!
Hang on.
Yeah. So
Did you meet Will Eisner?
Yeah, he was my teacher for 3 years.
Holy Moses! You know what? This is better than 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
That's right. Surprise, Scotty.
So Will was great. Actually, I was trying to, because it was weird, because the New York Comic Con is coming up this week, and I got my free pro badge, which you can see in my icon photo. And I pitched in recent years, the New York Comic Con would have a Will Eisner panel, and they haven't done one in the last couple of years. So I reached out to them and asked them, like, why aren't you having a Will Eisner panel this year? And if you want to do one, I'd be happy to contribute. And they just were not interested. So that was a little sad. And then I was looking at the list of artists in Artist Alley for the New York Comic Con this year, and there really wasn't anybody I wanted to see, except for Frank Miller had a table. So I reached.
Why would you want to go and see that man fall asleep?
Well, yeah, exactly.
I like Frank Miller.
I like him too, but he's gonna fall asleep.
He's not really that. Frank Miller looks like he's 90 years old, but he's not really that old. I think he's like 70. Well,
still, he looks 90.
Oh, he looks awful. He had a lot of health issues. I saw him at the School of Visual Arts a few years ago. So he doesn't look very well. But I did want to see him, so I reached out to one of his assistants, and I was told that he's not going to be there that Thursday. So there's really no reason for me to go to the New York Comic Con this year.
Okay.
Well, okay. So what did you think of the Spirit movie? And
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it the day it opened on Christmas Eve, and I hated it.
Me too.
It was awful.
And I did too. Yeah.
But I like the way it looked.
Why haven't they brought the Spirit into an animated form?
I know that Brad Bird was trying to do something back in the early 90s, I think. You can find some of that animation online, some pencil animation. I don't know.
Think the Spirit is a great character. I think that Will Eisner, and maybe that's the daunting aspect of it, is trying to recreate that kinetic, very lively artwork, and then doing it in live action. But even if you do it, as we were mentioning before with Batman adaptations, like I think Ed McGuinness, my stars, what's his name? Michael Turner. When he did World's Finest, it was like, and then they animated that, and it was like, it kind of looks like that. But you don't even care. I don't know what happens in Michael Turner's World's Finest story, but it's got Supergirl who's smoking hot.
So that was Superman Batman.
Yeah.
And they brought in Supergirl in the new retcon universe, and that was great.
Yeah, but really when you animate it, it does lose something in the translation.
Well, it's a totally different medium. It's hard to I think that's why Bruce Timm's stuff works so well, and he used to work on animatic, and his designs for the Batman stuff, that was fantastic.
Well, what was the Justice League that was by Darwin Cook? And they animated that, and it was like, that looks good. It almost looks like Darwin Cook.
Yeah, he came from Warner Brothers as well.
Like, brilliant artists all around.
Awesome.
And I'm just talking about the dead ones because I want to bring the conversation down.
Oh yeah, well, thank you.
Oh well, thanks.
But we talked about worse.
No, I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah. Bruce Timm's stuff is great. Darwin Cook's artwork was great. I did like that Michael Turner run on Batman, Superman, and Batman.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good stuff.
Like everyone smokes Todd McFarlane and being like, oh my God, that's the best Spider-Man I've ever seen. My favorite Spider-Man is Humberto Ramos.
Yes.
He's pretty good. I like him.
I don't like his politics, but I like his artwork.
Yeah, I don't care. It's like Tuvok from Voyager. It's like, I just won't tune into XCOM today.
Yeah, right. How dare you talk about him? Oh my God, no.
We ain't
let's see.
found, and you know the rest.
Yeah. We ain't
Anyway,
found shit.
now that you're pushing all this smut in my face, I do enjoy when
Yeah.
women wear shoulder bags so that there is a clear delineation between both breasts.
There you go. You're welcome. So
Thanks.
I try to keep that in
You
mind.
succeed. It's great.
So yeah, I mean this was like back 90s, right? So I'm just trying to through just some of the pages that I just came up with, for the storyline of this reluctant assassin, right? That just has to do these deeds, or else, hey, at the push of a button, kaboom, right? So
What do you call this story? Is it like, what's the cover? Is it called Mind Blown?
No, actually, because I wanted to use a Japanese name. What was it called? Kabuka Bushido, which actually translates the kinky warrior.
Ooh. You know what?
Yeah, right.
I think you shouldn't translate it to Japanese. I think you should just call the book Kinky Warrior.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's a provocative title.
That's kind of what I wanted at the time.
Yeah, but why are you muddying the waters? Like, why don't you make it Spanish? What is Kinky Warrior in Portuguese?
Well, yeah, you got a point there. So, but no, I mean, I was just experimenting with just speed lines and how probably an action should look like ricocheting off a sword and stuff like that. I was fooling around with like a lot of India ink, trying to make splat lines with swords, and I blame
Nice.
Rob Liefeld. Yeah, so I was trying to do stuff like that. Wait a minute here. So this didn't turn out the way I wanted, but again, I was kind of like fooling around with this here, like with silhouettes, against like a night sky, right? And
Well, we
and
were
again,
talking about Cerebus earlier, and how and in Cerebus, famously,
yeah,
the backgrounds were immaculate, like fucking matte
yeah.
paintings.
And this is just me, without really any drawing experience whatsoever, or very little, and just starting out, right? So,
But that's the thing that always
that was
dissuades me when I'm trying to dramatically represent a scene.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely 100% on the character design and how they're supposed to move, and I pay attention to everything. And then it's like, oh, right, now I have to draw a car.
Yeah, exactly,
Boo.
right. And it's
those are the best artists, like with Frank Miller and oh my stars, I forget the man's name, but he drew did he draw it? I think he did. Secret Wars and stuff. And like all of the best artists are the ones who started by like drawing architecture and bridges and cars and stuff. And it's like, oh, right, now I got to draw a person.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh crap, damn it. Yes, Gap. Yes,
Boo.
it is. Totally. 100%.
But I'm just going to say, it's always good to see your growth. And as you look at what you've done to where you are now, you can see the growth in your abilities, how you've improved and over the years. And it's much, but you can see where you came from. And that's why these could be worth something someday once you release your new stuff. Like that, you could go, look, this is where I started, and it's always to see your growth of what you've done to where you are now.
But that's like Vincent Van Gogh.
That's
like it's like, oh, it's gonna be worth something someday, and it's like, when? After you're dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Damn it. No, but I've always liked these little silhouette scenes that I just drew. It's just I don't know. I never did this kind of thing before, but I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I just thought it worked out really well. I liked it, right? And so somehow I just want to be able to I want to be able to do an entire book like this, right? So then this is the point where she's talking to like the mob boss on this monitor, and and this thing was supposed to be like the chip in her head that'll go boom,
It looks
and
like the COVID-19 virus, but in USB form.
yeah.
See, and now if you upgrade it, you can have like a cell phone. She's talking on the cell phone, or you can update
There
it
you
with
go.
newer technology too.
Exactly, right. So I think the story was supposed to go, she was supposed to infiltrate some other gang or some other mafia hideout or whatever, and there's this foreboding character behind her, and then pow, kick her right in the back, and she crashes through the skylight, and I think that's pretty much, this is pretty much like as far as I got with this.
Oh,
So
I like that pose in the top left corner. I like the.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I never finished it. So that was the whole thing. So yeah.
Like I said, as a concept, the idea could sell comics. The idea could make into a film. It would be a fun video game. I really see that something like that could be vast and huge.
Yep. So there you go, folks. There was a concept like back in the 90s that I had, and and I'd like to be able to bring it back. That's the thing. So
do it up.
Oh,
Seriously,
and
do it up
Vince, just a couple more for Mike to reach 1,300. You know what? I haven't even looked. What am I at right now?
7.
Just a couple. 7. Really? 7. Wow.
That's it. That's how many subscribers you have. 7.
Now, are you
That's more than
on
a couple.
X?
No.
Are you
It is
broadcasting
more than
on
a couple.
X today, though, too?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we're, you know what? I totally forgot to say that. It's almost 2 hours in, and I forgot to mention that we're on Rumble and X at the same time. So
Okay, it's
So
quieter on
Scotty-
X today. Usually you get like a bunch, but there's only 2 on X right now. But those 2 people on X,
Yeah.
don't forget to come over. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, come over and subscribe. Share it with other people, and share
That's
the love.
right. Do it now. If you don't, you're a loser. So
It's true.
we're having fun here in the chat. No, yeah, exactly.
Oh, but by the way, if I may quickly, Gap asked that question. I never did answer it. I did a lot of independent stuff on some films. I don't remember half the names of them. I was like, did sound on one. I've done the other one. I did like holding, different. I did different roles on set. My goal was eventually do my own. And my very first film was released as you can attest. I think I showed you a link. It was done recently, called Lost Mind. It's only a short film. It's a horror film. I still got to rework it, but I released my first. I'm hoping to get into a film festival by next year. So I got to rework it. Jason, the gentleman we work with, he helped doing some slight editing for it and stuff. But yeah, I did my very first film this year called Lost Mind. It's only a short. I'd like to expand it into a long, full-length film. I'd like to do something similar in the vein of Wrong Turn, if anybody knows that horror film here locally, except here locally in my province, there's a lot of woods, and a lot of backwoods, and a lot of, and so, but I got different ideas. But yeah, Lost Mind was my very first attempt at a short film. So, but I've been on a lot of other sets and stuff, doing things, different roles on sets. So
I read an article the other day. It was about, and I don't know if this is true or not, how some of these videos that we see, I guess maybe either on YouTube or TikTok, that are serialized movies that are only like a minute or 2 long, and a lot of people are really watching those things.
Yeah.
Is
There
that
are. I would think it's true, because there are a lot of animated, independent movies that a lot of people are putting out on YouTube, and they're actually getting millions, literally millions of views.
And is it like a
And-
serialized story as well?
I think some people plan on making it a serialized story. I think, as far as I know.
well,
There
isn't
was-
human
there was-
attention span so low? That's why they cut it up so short.
Maybe.
Well, that's what
Was
they
that-
say. So
Because the article
you know.
was saying that this could be a format that's actually another thing that's threatening Hollywood now.
Yeah. Because let's face it, do you want to watch anything that's in Hollywood right now?
I don't watch anything.
I
There you
do.
go.
I
The
do.
Batman.
I want to see the new Predator Badlands movie. I want to see
Actually, yes.
one battle after
Yeah.
another. I am very much looking forward to Coyote versus Acme. So there's a lot. There is a bunch of stuff that I am curious about, and I think that poo-pooing the entire nature of modern Hollywood is, yeah, sure, burn your house down. I don't give a good goldern. But and there's so much good stuff that you can find from the past, which will sate your bloodlust and titillation. But I like stuff, and I like liking stuff. So I'm an easy sell. I'm an easy sell.
Like the only thing I watch nowadays is just stuff that I've liked in the past that I have on DVD.
Oh, sure, but I'm looking forward to even like the new season of Fallout. I loved the
yes.
Fallout.
Oh, I loved it. I love the game, but yeah.
Like I don't know, when people start talking about all the shit that they hate, it's like, well, then you're not looking hard enough for stuff you can love.
Actually, I'm with you on that. I find people do that nowadays. People hate watch things just to complain about it online. I don't do that anymore. I watch stuff because I like it. I actually, and I know I get hate on this, I liked Alien Earth. But people are like, nice. I liked it, So, but just let me go. We're talking about these short things. One thing is why my short film is only like 7 minutes. I learned this from people working in the industry, as they say, when you're doing for a film festival, make it under 10 minutes. Because if it's over 10 minutes, they'll well, chances are you won't be accepted. They want
kind of
10
like
minutes
love making.
Yeah. Shh. Anyway,
30 seconds done.
Tom.
Exactly. What's that?
8 seconds?
7 seconds. But anyway, who's counting? No, but no. They said the rule of thumb. He said try to make it under 10 minutes for a film festival, and then if it's liked, then you can do a full length film from somebody who sees it. Like maybe you'll get noticed by the film festival. Like, oh, let's turn that into this. But yeah, under 10 minutes, usually they'll accept it because it's quick, it's short, get to the point, try to tell your entire story in that short time or an idea of what you want your story. And which I still got to rework it. But yeah. And I was like, under 10 minutes is usually a rule of thumb. It's more accepted by like the people accepting those films into those festivals.
But if there is an idea that you have, like a story that you want to tell, and you may not have an ending as of yet, and it's I think that this can go. So you do have to sort of produce the elevator pitch with the hopes that it's going to extend further than that elevator ride.
And I would also create the content and just get it out there and then build up a following and see what happens from that.
I got this great idea about pandas versus penguins because they're both black and white.
Is this oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna ask this question. Is this how you got your Destroyer Duck character, Al?
Well, Destroyer Duck was a character created by Jack Kirby.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I didn't mean Destroyer Duck. I mean,
then I don't know what you mean.
Oh, okay, fine.
No. So
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Dare Duck.
Oh,
yeah,
Dare Duck. Yeah, I like that character.
Yeah,
he appears in the second volume of the Sword of Eden graphic novel towards the end. Yep. And we're going to see him again in volume 3. So I just like the character. I thought, and I also like the original Daredevil, so that it pays homage to the original Daredevil from the 1940s.
Yeah.
But I thought Dare Duck was your favorite character, Mike.
It is totally. I'm just wondering how if this is how you got your idea.
Well, I probably can't say where the idea came from, but it was influenced by it was but there have been duck characters in film and animation and comics even before some of the duck characters that we're even be thinking about. So
oh man. So Scotty, go on. Penguins versus pandas.
Yeah, it's basically just a remake of Let This Be Your Last Battlefield from season 3 of Star Trek, the original series, and it's just black and white things fighting.
I love it.
It's going to be a coloring book, and it's going to come with a free crayon, and it's going to be red.
Ooh.
Just so you can actually color in all of the slaughter.
It's the only color that you get. Oh my god. Yeah,
Well, you don't have to color anything else. The pandas, the penguins,
that's right.
it's a black and white, and most of the battles take place in Antarctica.
All the work's been done for you. So
Yeah. So all you got to do
That's-
is color in when the adorable animals die.
oh man.
I am
All this-
ill.
it's
I
a
am
learning book.
mentally ill.
No, all this duck talk. It made me remember
Oh,
we talked
man.
about an episode. I remember Lobo the duck. I want to see more of him.
Oh yeah, Lobo the duck. Yeah, I remember that.
He's just so cool.
Oh,
Did you
man.
guys say did you guys see the day the earth blew up with Daffy Duck and Porky Pig?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh my
I'm gonna-
god.
Yeah.
It's worth
gotta-
it. If you have a hankering for sort of like late 90s, early 2000s Warner Brothers animation, and I think it was
Right.
hand drawn. Like, it's not bad. I saw it in the theater and I was
Right.
super happy about it because this was like when that movie was released, it was like, if you go see this movie, you'll get to see Coyote versus Acme. And I was like, well, I'm voting with my dollars. And I did. And so I enjoyed it, but it's worth it. It's fun. It's like an hour and 20. It's delightful. The only thing that I didn't like is that they under-sexualized Petunia Pig. I was like, you know what? I like a
Oh.
big boned lady. I love a chubby chick. So that
There
was
we
the
go,
only thing.
folks.
Anyway, Jesus
We're finding out
Christ, it's
slowly but
middle of the
surely.
afternoon.
Scotty's
Why am I
pregnancy.
talking like this?
Not enough alcohol. So we're finding out Scotty's preferences, folks. There you go. So if anyone wants to ever matchmake for Scotty at some point, just rewind and
just
you'll find
dress
out
up like
everything you
the
need here.
A&W root bear. And
That's
then
right.
Everything's gonna work out.
There you go. See, we've inadvertently done all the work that we need to do.
Hooray.
So the most minimal effort you could possibly get.
Oh, totally. Because that's what you're gonna get from me.
There you go. I ask nothing more. So because we're all pretty lowbrow, to some degree.
So
at
do you
least
want
on
to
the
wrap
show.
up with some politics?
We could, but I'm not even done this.
I gotta go. I gotta go in like,
oh well, if
10
you gotta
minutes.
go, then hey, not a problem.
Yeah, so
Also,
I
Joe
wanted to
Dog
talk about-
says,
I wanted to talk
"Fun
about
fact:
Art
Super
Carter.
Nan is not a hipster." Yeah, let's do that. Fine.
What? Superman?
I'm game for
No,
that.
he's not a hipster. No, he's too earnest
he's
to be a
not.
hipster. Being a
Exactly.
hipster implies like sarcastic sardonicism.
Yeah, at least.
So, yeah.
So, politics. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Fun.
their art card. You know what? I've been hearing a lot of stuff, Al, about this government shutdown that you've had in their United States. And the thing is, what I'm very, very curious about, because Canada has no political identity except for being not America. It's very, very, recoiling in terror kind of thing that we Canadians
Right.
do. It's bred into us. Did you know that the Canadian government was effectively shut down from January until like 2 weeks ago? There
Yep.
was no debate,
Yeah.
no conversation, no legislation. Everything was just shut down. We had no government.
You could have taken us over easily.
Wait, we have a
oh my
government
God.
now. We
You've
have a
had the
government now?
chance. Yeah.
Hey.
Well,
well,
at least they're taking meetings.
yeah, somewhat of
Were
a
they-
government.
Was Canada spending money at that time, though?
Oh fuck
Um,
yeah!
Oh yeah, in the billions.
We
Right.
are now officially 2.3 trillion dollars in debt now.
Yeah,
So
the biggest,
yeah.
the worst we've ever been in our history for
Never
the
mind.
shortest amount of time.
That's nothing.
and well, no, that's I know.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as
A
far
little
as the
bit of
United
more
States,
effort, you can put those numbers up.
well, I hope I am happy that we are in a shutdown. I am happy that we're not spending money like a drunken sailor. And if this gives the president opportunity to eliminate jobs and programs that he doesn't like, just to control what our budget, I think that's fantastic. I'm kind of a bit like, I love Trump. Don't get me wrong. I think he's great. He's not quite as conservative as I am. I think if Trump really wanted to be radical, I think right now would be a good time to get rid of the federal income tax and get rid of the Federal Reserve. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, that'll
sound
really
like libertarian.
well, I'm very conservative, so that would really upset the Democrats. Then they would not have money for all their crazy projects and programs that they actually like. So yeah, get rid of the federal income tax. If we can make money on tariffs, I think that's great. Then states and Congress have to cut a lot of things that I don't like.
Oh, it's so interesting, the federal income tax, because taxation is theft. And I don't know, like, I think that it could be balanced out by sales tax. Like, I think that if you just universally, and I don't like, in Canada we have the goods and services tax. Actually, no, we have the HST, which I have it stands for Hunter S. Thompson. And and so like, they're taking money hand over fist. I have no idea why a pack of cigarettes costs like $20 when I know it costs them like $4.
Well,
so
our housing market is overblown and ridiculously overpriced. Everything is just yet wages have stagnated. It's just
what? I right before the lockdowns, I had just moved into a basement apartment with friends of mine, and I was like, I got a job, and it was a good paying job, and I was looking around, and I was like, oh, you know what? This job could actually get me an apartment above ground. And so I was like, oh, but I can't do it right away. I shouldn't do it right away. These are my friends. I'm renting their basement, and it's okay. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, the coof. And so, like, 48 seconds later, it was like, okay, so that apartment for $900 a month is now $1,800 a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
What a coincidence.
Why did that happen?
Shutting down government, getting rid of businesses. Yeah, worked out fine for the enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
100%.
As far as the cigarettes go, because I was thinking about this the other day, because I was a smoker for 12 years. I quit in 1997.
Good for you.
And I remember, well, thank you. Living in Manhattan, I remember when cigarettes were like a $1.10 per pack. And then like it went to like $1.15. I'm like, I'm quitting. Although that was in 1985. So in the 90s, they were talking about raising the sales tax on cigarettes. And their rationale, or at least what they told us, was that if they raise taxes on the sale of cigarettes, then that will lower the medical costs. And that didn't happen. So in the States, you have to spend like $9 for a pack of cigarettes, and healthcare is still as expensive as it always been. So they're always lying to us. They want all our money, and they want us to be $37 trillion in debt, and they want to continue to give Ukraine billions of dollars. So enough. This has got to stop. And they're just laundering money, and then they want you sick and dead.
Well, you know what? I'm enjoying being sick and dead. But my problem is that, okay, so if you want to rake me over the coals every time I go to the store and buy something, I'm like, right, fine. I guess this makes the roads and the hospitals and everything, and so I got to pay $20.
Well, that's what they tell you. So
that's what they tell you, and that's fine.
Yes.
I'm fine with that. But then it's like, I just want all the money that I earn on a yearly basis to be able to dispose of as I see fit. I don't necessarily want you to take, 40% off the top while I go to the store, and have you take 75% off the top.
Yeah. Like, oh, look, you took another $300 off my paycheck that I earned over the past 2 weeks. Thank you,
Yeah.
Massa.
If I
I'm
make
so grateful.
$1,000, give me $1,000. And if something costs $5 to make, and you want to tax it for 75%, and it's like, well, if I want to keep smoking, I got to spend all the money that I made.
That's
It's like,
right.
nah, I can kind of get behind that. But
Let me
if
just go into
you
a
are
point.
saying you're going to take away money before I even decided to spend anything,
Right. So that was one of the reasons that the United States became an independent country.
Yep.
oh, are we going to have a tea party?
We should. We should.
Yes. Well, we had a tea party for a little while. That was actually quite wonderful.
No, I meant in Boston. We should meet up in Boston.
Yeah. So as long as we don't have another Boston massacre, yeah, tea party would be wonderful.
No, but I was talking about the Boston Tea Party, taxation without representation.
Representation,
Why do Americans always have to go to massacres?
Well, because it happened.
Well, I suppose. Don't be, indignant.
Well, it happened.
You know what? One of my favorite things that I've ever done that was one of the most depressing things that I've ever done.
Yeah.
I went to Vietnam.
Oh.
I was in Saigon, and I went to the Vietnam museum, where they don't call it the Vietnam War. They call it the American War, which is exactly what you would call it if a band came. It's like, it's not.
Gotcha.
We were here, and they showed up.
Damn.
Okay, can I bring up a point here? Can I bring up a point here
Please,
quickly?
please.
Just this. Okay. This was it 2010. A financial analyst out of actually Wall Street down in New York. He stated, if minimum wage would have kept up with the rising cost of everything as it should have, back from the 70s, minimum wage at 2000. This is 2010. He quoted this, should have been $20 an hour. And that was 2010. We look at it now. And what minimum wage has still stagnated to still ridiculously amounts. Oh, here's 50 cents. And then notice they get this into people's head. Yeah, if you raise minimum wage, the cost, everything's going to go up. Since, as you mentioned, the COOF, everything's gone up like tenfold. Things are twice the price now. Minimum wage has stagnated. So I'm tired of this stupid excuse of minimum wage can't go up because everything's already going up anyway. Stop it. No, minimum wage needs to be raised. People need to be able to have a living.
Yeah, but it also that also has an effect on small businesses as well, because in California they raised the minimum wage and employers are firing people.
Yeah, and that's what happened here when
that are closing.
Exactly,
9,000 somewhat employees, indignant employees.
Well, no. But I'm not talking about. I'm not talking
their mocha lattes anymore.
I'm not talking about the people who just fucking hate vanilla bean. I'm saying it's like it is normal people who are showing up, stocking shelves, doing stuff, and it's like, we're closing this down because I don't even know. Like before the lockdowns, the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, was open until 11 o'clock every night. Every restaurant was open until 2. Walmart was 24 hours. It was quite literally, before the lockdowns, one of the freest times that I have ever known in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it almost was reminiscent of it. Remember when Chapters and Indigo, like the bookstores in Canada, they were open until 11 o'clock. It was like the libraries closed. Where do you want to go read for free? I'm going to go to Indigo, and then maybe I'll pick up, a DVD or whatever. And so, but the thing is that was like the day before the lockdowns. The day after the lockdowns were lifted, everything closed at 8.
Yeah.
Like, and that was after the restrictions.
A lot of it hasn't gone back
lifted.
either.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sounding like a crazy man.
No, it's true, and I hate that. Like these places, be open late again. I miss those days, or the 24-hour Sobeys, and I miss those.
They got exactly what they wanted. They hurt small businesses. They got people sick and dead, and that's what their plan is. They don't care about you. They don't care about capitalism. They don't care about a free market. They just want to control you. And the poorer and sicker you are, the easier you are to control.
Oh,
exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm glad I could cheer things up.
I know.
Oh, you haven't even started. Mike had a stream a couple of weeks ago, and we really got into religion and politics, and it was wonderful.
Well,
it was great.
I don't know.
It was fantastic. Oh, and there you go. Your other half is here. So, anti-derivative Jill. Hello, I'm here to listen and walk on my treadmill for an hour. There you go.
An hour?
Well,
Jesus.
An hour.
You just go at it, Jill.
Well, now you can't.
Because I know.
And
hot damn, you half Texan women.
And Spidey just got here. Yeah, we keep voting liberal and social programs that we can't afford. That's why prices are going up. Well,
exactly. Okay, let me bring it to the fellow Canadians
and howdy, Spidey and Jill. So I just
Spidey, so you can attach in this too. Can I say something? Because this is for the Canadians here. I don't know anybody who voted liberal. How did they get in? How?
You mean there wasn't a fair and free election in Canada?
I don't think.
What?
I really think they were. Really? They had to. There's no way. I've talked to people that I didn't vote for them. I don't know anybody who actually voted for them to get in and get their.
Yeah, because
I do think it was a free and fair election. I'm not, and maybe that's just because I'm placid. But I do think it was free and fair because I think that the entire platform of Art Carney was to say I am not Trump and Pierre Poilievre, even though his name is Pierre Poilievre, and if you watch any American news network, they have no idea how to pronounce Poilievre.
No,
and it's like he's an American surrogate. He is a puppet of the United States, and it's like, well, but you're a puppet of China, and I would rather be a puppet of the United States. If that's not too much trouble, can we get some pipelines? Can we just freely distribute energy, or would you? No. All right, thanks. This is great.
Nice. Yeah. Right.
Like, I don't understand, and I think that the majority of Canadians who voted in the previous election were absolutely just huffing on the cock of not being Trump, and that's all they care about. Like, I do not think that Canada has a national identity, and I think that Art Carney has made it so that he has advertised we're not American, as if being American is a bad thing. I believe in the American dream. I believe in the United States of America, and I think that partnering with them in the hardest way would be the best thing for a united North America. Precisely. Like, I'm starting to sound like I'm pounding a fist. I'm like Mussolini or something. But like, I think it is. It doesn't make any sense to alienate a nation because you know what? There's gonna be a moment where Donald Trump is not president, and the United States is still going to stand. It is still going to be prosperous.
Yep.
And it is still going to be a protector of North America. Like,
no, I have to interject here. Scott. And as all fellow Canadian, I'm going to be in the minority here, so don't hate on me on this. And I hate our government. I hate the way direction we go. And I have great American friends, and I love the American way 100%. That's a great way to look at it. But I'm still a proud Canadian. I love to be that maple. That maple leaf makes me proud. You got to be proud of your own country. And I don't understand some of these Americans. I see an American flag. They must be racist or that's no. Be proud of your country. It's a great country. 100%.
Well, okay.
It's a great country. But I love my country. I love being Canadian. I love
So
being Canadian.
define being Canadian for me.
Well, okay. What used to be is we were the loving. We as who is it? Rob Williams said we were that little young partier above America who was always partying. They tell us to shut up and blah blah blah. We were the polite people. We were actually war times. We had some of the craziest soldiers. You can go into the history of that. That's quite fascinating. But we were the peacemakers, the kind neighbors of and just polite people and kind people. People always respected our flag when we traveled around the world and said, "Oh, Canadian, you're a good person." And yeah, you know what I mean? Like we had a good identity. But then ever since, but the last 10 years, a certain government ruined it. They've turned us upside down into something that we're not recognizable anymore. The best beer in the world, some of the nicest people you can meet, and down there, and we had a good visual, and we had a good. I can't even say the word, but we were respected around the world. But now we're a laughingstock. We've become a laughingstock in the last 10 years. We're a joke now.
Does Scotty not agree with you, Tom?
What's that?
Does Scotty not agree with your statement?
I don't know. Do you not agree?
Do you wish to know?
Yeah,
more?
I think we were respected, and I think that we did get turned into a clown show.
Yeah.
But also, it's Canada is. Have you ever seen videos about people saying that Kathleen Kennedy sucks?
Yeah,
they're my favorite videos.
I think when people think about Canada and what it used to be, I think it's the same way that people look at Star Wars and how it used to be. And it's like, remember when it was good? It had ideas.
Yeah.
It did stuff. It didn't stand for an ideology. It actually tried to change things. And you may not have liked it, but it was moving in a direction. And you were like, I don't agree with the direction. Oh, I like the direction. But then there came a point where it was just like, so what are we doing? And I think that's the biggest problem with Canada right now is like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Paul Liev would have changed things for the better. And I never voted conservative.
You know what? I don't even fucking care if it was for the better.
Yeah.
Changing things.
It just wouldn't.
That's why I have credence and appreciation for Trump. It's like, you know what? At least it is a change. And if you want to course correct in the next administration, you go to town, Chuck. But I don't care. At least it's a change. But if you're just going to sit there and be happy about the status quo,
no, exactly.
You're a sheep. You're a sheep. I just want to be asleep.
And Commander I gotta agree with you on this. Yeah, if your vote mattered, they would not give you one. Exactly.
But I think that
I like the illusion of free choice.
Can you at least understand where I'm coming from? I'm still a proud Canadian.
No.
Absolutely.
I get it.
I love Canada. I love Canada, but I don't. But the reason that I buck against Canadian identity currently is because 100%. Is because Canadian identity apparently is supposed to be at least we're not American. Like that should be on the money.
I think that's something that this liberal government pushed on people now. That's what they want. I'm like, no, I have nothing. I'd like to be like Americans. I don't want to be an American, but I believe the American way.
I do
work hard and follow that dream. Exactly. That's always been a beautiful dream. And it's exactly. So
Spidey,
say what you want. Honk your horns.
Exactly. Spidey, I agree. Yeah, I'm proud of what Canada used to be. Pretty ashamed right now. Of what we are. Just my opinion. No, exactly. Yeah, there used to be a time you could backpack around the world, and with a Canadian flag on your backpack, and everybody just knew you were, a pretty well-rounded individual that was, well liked, and especially in Europe, you could walk around, I don't know, like any kind of Danish town or any Scandinavian country, especially up there. And, you'd practically be invited
soak up so much pussy.
I know. But you would be invited for like meals or even to stay over at
your accent is cute.
Yeah. Oh, gee, I need to invite you in. Oh, yep,
But that's also like I
but-
lived in Australia and I had an American flag, and my girlfriend, who I went to Australia with, was like, "Why aren't you wearing the Canadian flag?" And I was like, "Because America, fuck yeah."
yeah, exactly.
And people
right?
would come up to me and they're like, "You're American?" And I was like, "Nah, I just like the flag."
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Like
What are you
and again,
gonna do,
when I went to
Rick?
Vietnam, they didn't care what country I came from. I was just a white guy.
Yeah. But now it's like, you know,
Nope,
after-
still a
after
white
the whole-
guy. I
No,
can
but
still
after-
do whatever. Yeah, I can go to Vietnam and they're still going to take pictures and be like, "Ooh, Misa Caucasian," and whatever. I don't know why the Vietnamese sound like Jar Jar Binks.
I was wondering that myself.
But I mean, after the whole freedom convoy that happened, like, you know, a few years ago and everything, you know, and the world saw everything that happened.
Yeah.
You know, we're just a freaking joke now. It's like, how can you take this bending over? Why aren't you people doing anything to, you know, do something about this
Corrupt government.
this corrupt government that you're doing? You know, why aren't you, you know, taking heads at this point, or, you know,
Well,
boiling
come
them
on,
in oil?
don't advocate for
or-
violence while we're looking at this woman's knee.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I advocate for let's go back and start a second convoy and millions of people this time.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you know, I
You
mean,
know.
we could do that, so I'm okay with that.
I was
But
so
you know what I mean?
surprised that day when I was driving home from work and there were a bunch of people on the overpass of the 401 in Ontario, and they were it was like bed sheets that said "fuck Trudeau," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know there was a circus today."
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm a simple man
But
with
damn you,
simple
wanted
pleasures.
to find out.
And the
Oh
funny
yeah,
part
no,
is
I totally. Like, it's just I don't know, and that's the hardest part about all of this. And I suppose it's the same for everyone everywhere. Is that if you're just a normal person trying to get through your life and then you turn on the radio or the television or the podcast or the twits and you're just like, oh, this is why I'm supposed to be angsty or sad or
right.
angry.
The
And it's
TV
like,
told me to be mad.
exactly. It's just like,
Yeah.
all I wanted to do was go home, get baked, and watch Muppet Babies, you fuck.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Like, why can't you just leave me alone? Why do you need to tell me what I need to be angry against this time? Right?
Right. And
Why,
I'm
why
the
can't
one.
why can't you all just calm down and, you know,
Yeah.
just take
Have
a
a
deep
smoke
breath?
and have a smoke.
But we
and
have
a
to fight
smile.
for. You got to fight for our rights, though, in our country. That was
To
once
party?
great, and now
Especially the party.
But
You know?
how does one do such a thing? And especially in Canada, because we don't have, what is it? The Second Amendment is the one that lets us have M41 pulse rifles.
Amen.
But like, how do you
we
do
need
that?
we need to take. First of all, we need a vote of no confidence to remove current government. How bad we've gotten, we need to be able to do that. And there's got to be a way that can be done. And then
No, it's
hopefully
difficult.
have enough-
It's difficult.
you know,
We're gonna have to file some paperwork.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Our country is being put into oblivion right now, and it's we need to stop it because I don't want to.
But
lose
that's-
what
and
we were.
here's the interesting thing about this, about having us three Canadians on here, and
And
our
Al.
outsider, and
I mean,
our
Al, you
outsider
can
for
be
today,
Canadian.
Al.
We let everybody else in.
Yeah, exactly. right? So
Too
let's
many.
put it this way. We got Tom, who's all the way out in the East Coast in New Brunswick, and we got Scotty here that's in Ontario, and I'm I'm all the way out on the West Coast, aside from Canadian Spider-Man, who isn't in the chat, but that's okay because he's in BC. Who's like really way out west. But I'm in the most interesting place in Alberta right now because we're talking about separation and just getting out of the country.
Excellent.
Think about where we're at.
and-
I'm in New Brunswick. We're the testing ground for the WEF. This province. It's already been proven.
The World
Yeah.
Wrestling Federation.
I didn't know that.
I wanted to work for. Oh yeah, New Brunswick is pretty much the testing ground for the WEF.
Exactly, Jill.
We are. Yeah.
So this Muppet Babies needs a remaster. It does.
It does.
It
No,
does.
too many
Canadian Spider-Man
remasters.
says,
No.
Canadian Spider-Man says, yeah, we need to vote with our wallet. Stop earning more than the bare minimum and stop buying anything less than the essentials.
Canadian
So,
Spider-Man is my hero.
exactly, he is. He is truly
Oh, he's
our
awesome. Yeah.
hero of the ages. And
Not only does
yeah,
he have
and
an
we are run by.
amazing work ethic, but he also
He-
travels the world. He knows
That's right.
the value of
Skin a good deer.
other places. He meets friends.
But no, you're right. Yeah, we're run by a socialist government, and yeah, in BC especially, and you guys are bankrupt in BC. And this is the whole thing, because here in Alberta, and this is what I want to know with, you know, like you, Scotty, and Tom in Ontario and New Brunswick. It's like, you know, we in Alberta, most of us are talking like, you know, we're not going to survive another 4 years of a liberal government, because especially in this province, they're being extremely active in like literally ostracizing us from like selling any of our product whatsoever, any oil, anything. And I believe Saskatchewan is like essentially getting the same way too, where, you know, they're feeling the pinch of the government of, you know, not being able to
Well,
sell
how
their
many
wares.
years? How many years did it take to lift the ban on Rick Moranis?
Right?
Like,
A
he's
lot.
been out of I haven't seen him in anything. And
No.
I'm glad that they're finally gonna let Rick Moranis go back to work.
That's
Let me just say a few things, and let's amaze the rest of the world and let people know what's going on in Canada. People might be shocked. First, we have Bill C9. It's going to basically, it's called the hate bill, whatever. So you can't say anything, but it's not even going to be. It's pathetic. You can't even type anything online, and you can be arrested for the minimal thing. So say goodbye to your freedom of speech, because what is
So
hate
like in
speech?
Britain.
You know. Exactly. It's exactly just like Britain. Second big thing. They want everybody's guns by, was it 2030? I think it is.
Yeah, starting in
Or is it actually next year? Actually,
I think it's I'm pretty sure it's next year.
Yeah. So they want all your
starting
guns.
in Cape Breton. So this voluntary buyback, and if after a year you haven't turned in your firearms, then there's going to be repercussions. So
But yet criminals are going to pay attention to that too, and they'll be put the
no.
guns in, and okay.
You know,
No,
from
keep your
what I
guns,
understand, criminals never break the law.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
no, of course not. No, never do.
So,
No.
on
amazing
top
when
of
that
that,
happened.
oh my gosh, and it's
Like, the
frustrating.
best part about being a criminal in the last 10 years, and
Yeah.
I will give credit to the Liberal government for this, is that I was a criminal, and now I can buy weed at a store.
You got a point. Yeah. Legitimately.
So no
even.
freedom of speech, trying to get rid of our guns. What's the other thing where they're going at too? It's ridiculous, you know. And then the catch and release thing. If somebody actually does an actual crime and you're from another place, you get out in the next day. You can get out. Yeah.
But I don't think that I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts for me. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can get away with it.
No, because you're actually Canadian, so that's only for people.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to make it a racial thing, but it is.
Our foreign policies are ridiculous. We let too many
Maybe it's
people
my
in it.
white privilege that I get a hotel room with bars.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yes. Yeah, right. Listen, front desk, I'm all out of Bacardi. Can you come up and refill my minibar?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But it sounds like a bad novel.
I identify as a trans black
No, but
trans-abled
hey,
person
shut up.
of color.
Don't assume.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Stop hitting on me.
We've become a dystopian
okay.
novel. Canada's a dystopian novel now. We are, and
but
Yes.
also, this is something that I would like to press.
Okay.
Is as Canadians, no matter what we disagree with in terms of our organizations and how things are going, do you feel oppressed? Like, do you really feel oppressed? I don't.
Yes. You know what? That's a really good question.
Well, I don't
That
know.
is
I
a
mean,
really excellent question.
well, Tom was saying that you can be thrown in jail for typing something on social media.
Yeah.
Tom
Nope.
was just saying that you can't even protect yourself with a firearm. That sounds like oppression to me, or leading to it.
Well, we don't have firearms, but we don't get jailed for tweets. That's much
Right.
more UK.
Oh, and don't
Yet.
forget too, we had a police officer was in Ontario recently said, "Oh, if somebody breaks in your home, just hide under the bed. Don't
Yeah,
defend your
yeah.
belongings. Don't defend yourself." They said this last month. Like,
But
no.
yes, you're right.
And yes, Jill.
And-
That's
but that's
oppression.
also-
that's
that's-
oppression.
Well, no,
yes.
that's laziness.
No,
Well, yeah.
but they don't want.
That's-
us to be,
that's-
you know.
Like, okay, so, oh my God.
But other
They
kinds.
are
I
jailed.
really
They're like
really
sarcastic.
enjoy law enforcement, except for the fact that I break the law often. But when I do, like when I'm being a law-abiding citizen, I look and I'm like, where the fuck are the cops? But then when I'm driving around like it's Mario Kart, and I'm like, thank heavens there are no cops here. So I don't know. It's very strange because I think that one of the things that the law enforcement community have a fear of, which I don't want my law enforcement community to have, is
Right.
fear. Like they are at a point now where not only are they enforcing the law, but they're public relations for the law. And
Okay,
it's like,
Brent.
oh, did you
Thanks.
punch that man in the face? And it's like, yes, I did. Clearly,
Mm.
I am
No,
standing over this.
I'm
It's
gonna say
Joe
that.
Lewis, and I am Muhammad Ali, and
Yeah.
and
I've known
fucking
people that
cops
are
show
police
up.
officers. Great guy. Our Canadian police officer, amazing, but their hands are tied. Even they say we can't do anything with this catch
Yeah.
and release or anything.
It's
Their
really
hands
weird.
are
And
tied.
that's poo. That's
It's
poo.
but
Vince,
that is
thanks a lot.
oppression
You have a
against
good rest
actual
of your weekend,
Canadians. If you're an actual born Canadian, you are oppressed. If you're from elsewhere, you're loved and so in a way, yeah, we are.
Oh, that was the worst Japanese accent I have ever heard.
Oh, that was a Japanese, and I'm not afraid to go again. No. It's we've gone too far now.
Also,
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys need your own version of Trump over there in Canada.
Polyev was going to be that. And no, he's not American. He's not Trump. He just would have been a good leader. And he's a proud Canadian, but yet people, it's,
Yeah,
well,
we-
conservative
see,
conservative
we're
is a
being
dirty
called-
word, unfortunately.
it makes no
because
sense.
now
It's
we're being
ridiculous.
called Maple MAGA, right?
Yeah, that makes no
That's-
sense. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's how they refer to anyone that's conservative, basically here now in Canada. If you're conservative, you're Maple MAGA. So it's like,
I think that sounds great. Makes no
yeah,
sense.
it's like,
Sounds wonderful.
no, it doesn't
Doesn't
make any
make
sense.
Well, it
sense.
doesn't make
but
sense
yeah,
because
it's fun.
MAGA stands for Make America Great Again, which is a good slogan. Shouldn't
Yeah,
it be MACA?
right.
Make I don't know how you pronounce it. Make Canadian great again. That's
Yeah.
we gotta
Yeah.
we gotta work that.
You can't call it that because that's what Australians call McDonald's. They call it Macca's.
Yeah, right.
We'll figure a new slogan, but
Anyway, speaking of Americans and Canadians, I have to go to the grocery store and buy some sushi.
oh, nice.
You're going to America to buy sushi?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go fly directly to Japan, and I'm gonna watch Godzilla, and
Nice.
then I'm gonna come back with raw fish,
Just
and
be
it's
careful.
gonna be amazing.
Have fun.
There
Those
we
big
go.
feet and yeah.
So thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure to talk to you, gentlemen. You guys are
All
awesome.
good,
Thank
dude.
you so much.
All
It
good.
was awesome. Yes.
If you want to come back, you are totally 100% welcome to come back. And
Well,
and
I'm going
have
to come
this
back
fun
and
again.
argue with both of the people that you've had on the panel and
Oh, there we
say,
go.
you know, the fucking hobo dojo is mine. Don't you ship red crayons in my panda penguin war.
Too late.
I fucking send me money. Send money.
Yeah, okay.
Gotta go.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the future.
Later.
All right. See you, man.
Later.
How do I leave? What's the button?
That was. Oh well, it's the button that's there we go, like
That's
this.
leave.
There we go. He
There
figured
you
it
go.
out.
Yeah.
Yay. There we go.
And that was Scotty, everyone. So yeah, there we go. I was gonna
Scotty
get him
have
on
a
last
YouTube
week.
channel?
Scotty has the Phantasmagorium channel that he has there with Kat, that was on actually last week. And on top of that, she why did I say Scotty is also with Anti-Derivative Jill, who is also here on Anti-Derivative Jill's channel, where they're talking about like tons of things, Star Trek and Lost in Space and
Nice.
God, what else? Oh, the one show that you're going over right now, Jill. I'm trying to remember what it is, and because it's hard because I'm working during the day, so I can't watch all of your stuff that that you guys are going through right now. So there we go, Jill. Thank heavens he's gone. Thank
Aw, he was cool. like
God. Oh my God. Oh yeah, no, Scotty's awesome. Scotty's awesome. So not many people get his sense of humor. I totally 100% get his sense of humor. So
humor.
there you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, totally. It's an acquired typical Canadian sense of humor. So there you go.
Yes, you can tell.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
get it. So that's right. It's a huge stream, 2 hours, so huge, full of awesomeness, especially on this channel. So there you go.
And just by
that's why we
just
call it-
interjecting, there's 12 people following on X right now. So if you guys over on X want to go over and help them out, give a like, subscribe here on the YouTube channel as well.
That's
and
right.
share it with other people. So yeah,
because we are 7 away now from 1300 and on this channel, which would be amazing because I don't know what it has been. It's just been nuts over the past couple of months. It was hovering around 1285, then it went down, then it went up, then it went down, then it went up, like several times over and over and over again. It's been really nuts, but last couple of weeks it's been really good since I actually got an X subscription, since I bought a blue check mark, which wasn't bad. It's monthly, so it's not too bad. So I just want to reach people again, and and rebroadcasting, coming back after over 3 months of being away, and just trying to get a schedule going again. So that's
you're
what it was.
hardworking man. You're a hardworking man. So
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. And yeah, you guys are
Doing
talking
good.
Twilight Zone still. So yeah, I love and the old 1960s Twilight Zone. It's fun stuff. So if you wanna check it out, I believe Vince put all the links in the description. I'm pretty sure. Just trying to go back while I'm doing my stuffs here. Oh, and we got FKHC, otherwise known as Kim. That's Kim back, who's here. And is that the Archbishop of Canterbury you're drawing? Yes, I am. So there you go. And I get it. Yeah, it's a running joke. I get you. Okay, so yes, what a silly little country that we have, and with everything that's going on, and it's getting, each and every day it's getting more and more interesting about what's going on in this province, in this country, and everything, because I'm just waiting for people to say, you know what, enough is enough. That's it. We've had enough of all of you guys that are in office right now that are doing absolutely nothing for us. And this let me think here. Not next week Sunday, but the Sunday after, in Calgary, they are planning a Canada First rally, and where they're actually going to be protesting in Calgary about the government, about what's going on, about the treatment that not only the province has been getting, but also about the high cost of living, the high prices at the grocery store, unable to really make a living whatsoever. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, when I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, thanks finally of over a year, and a lot of you guys in the chat actually know, I mean, I hated doing it, but some people were like, look, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and that's why I had GoFundMe's going on, and just trying to survive. It is not fun.
Nope.
To have to do that kind of thing. It's embarrassing. It makes you feel like you're a bad provider, for lack of a better description, I suppose you could say. It makes you feel like you're a horrible person, and especially when people are like, oh, you're not looking for work, or just kind of. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that kind of aspect, but it's like you're being treated as a lesser person from your own government, for not being able to live properly. That's
100%.
It's like when did we become not even third class citizens? It's like all of a sudden, we're not worth a mention. It's like, oh no, these people from outside the country, they deserve more because they came from less. No.
Care for your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be taking care of the problems that we have here first?
Like veterans and retirees should be getting a lot more money. Once you get started, you shouldn't have to pay, and it's nope. No,
exactly. Because according to Trudeau, you're asking for too much. Right?
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't stand that freaking quote. That.
Oh yeah.
When he said that, to a guy in Edmonton. Damn. So.
I remember that. Yeah. It's like, too much. Really? You served the country. You kept the freedom and the protected country, and we have great soldiers. But no, you're not worth the extra benefits. Or a retiree, a person that paid their entire life into the country and paid their taxes, and you retired. Oh, you're still going to have to suffer, and maybe even go back to work at the age of 70 and 80 years old because you can't.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because there's this old guy that I've mentioned a couple of times on. Whether I've been like live streaming or whatever, and he wants to open up this health farm, right? Basically like a health ranch, right?
Yeah,
everything naturopathic and all that jazz. And he's what, and I'm just gonna have to say this like live on stream. What, there have been times I've been kind of annoyed because by him calling, and what, God forgive me, but because when you're into design and when you're doing stuff for people and you give them your best objective opinion about how you should do things, for the best impact possible when you're advertising and when you want to have a website and stuff like that, he wouldn't listen, right? And I would just kind of advise him about maybe doing this and that. And anyway, so sometimes whatever he'd call, it's like, I kind of told you this kind of stuff and you wouldn't listen to me, so now you want me to solve the problem that you have. Okay, fine. So, but anyway, long story short, he called a couple of days ago because he wants me to print out on paper the website so he can show people, and I'm okay with that. That's not a problem. But right now, he told me because he's in his 80s, and he had told me that because you get old age pension, right?
Yeah,
and apparently it was. So for all you Canadians, pay attention right now. Apparently, and hello, Penny. I just saw you as soon as I
Penny
looked over. Hi, Penny. Nice to see you. So in Canada, the old age pension was that you would get $2,000 a month, right? That's why we pay in taxes and stuff, right? That's what our taxes go to. So one day when we're 65, we can collect at least old age pension.
But they still tax that too. But anyway,
yeah, but they still tax that too. So he used to get like $2,000 a month, right? And now they've cut that from $2,000 to $1,400.
Yeah.
$600. Just, gone.
And don't forget, again, it is still taxed on that as well. So they still got to pay taxes when you retire, which makes no sense. You shouldn't have to pay taxes after the age of whatever, but yeah.
Okay, Tim. Thanks. But it's
and you said 1,400.
Yeah.
That's the price of rent. That's the price of rent nowadays for most places.
Oh, if you're lucky to find a place that is that much.
Yeah.
Right?
So you can't survive. Right now, you can't survive.
No.
It's no.
No. It's impossible. It's impossible at this point.
Let's you're dead.
See.
So.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So Tim sent memes. Oh, the first one is for me. Oh, Tim, you shouldn't have. I appreciate that. So, okay. Yes. Okay. So that first one. I guess I might have to share a Tim meme. The first. But yeah, no, they want you dead, and they want you to. Yeah, work in the gulag. So
it's disgusting.
So
my dad had,
according to Tim,
have had to go back to work.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm guessing according to Tim, I should become a lumberjack. Being here in Canada.
So that's not you then, Mike?
Can work this. No, well, it's close.
I thought all Canadians look like that.
I got the hat, and I got a flannel shirt. I just got to find that. And as for the RCMP, well, we don't need them anymore. So yeah. Let's see. And this one, oh my God, really? September 29th, 4 p.m. the slow transition to Halloween. Oh my God.
And some people don't understand. Yes, Mike Myers is Captain Kirk Mask. It's a little
That's right. Love it. Love it. What do I get the funny feeling that he's gonna send more later on? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, so back to the drawing at hand. Let me see how this is looking so far. Both of them. I kind of wanted to do like a double sequence kind of thing here, kind of like an action kind of thing here. I was actually going to put these originally in panels, but I didn't quite get around to that. It's kind of interesting that I would not do that. Oh, well, whatever. So,
something has piqued my curiosity. Might I ask about it? About your image there?
Yes, you may. That's why
the one on the left side. Is she just wearing like chaps around the outside? And she's
yeah, it's sort of like chaps. I'm just kind of
because her thigh area. I was like, wait, you can still see her underwear. I'm like, are they chaps? Okay, it's chaps then. It's like an okay. I'd be curious if
yeah, it's. I don't know why. I just kind of thought like shorts underneath, but it'd be interesting if there was some sort of interesting kind of.
And there was no connecting line behind in the back part there too that connected it like pants. So I figured that's why it looks like chaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in this.
Okay, that had me curious. Yeah. Okay, that was interesting. I like that. That's cool.
See, because I kind of thought, like, here, I mean, you got like these really baggy pants, especially in swordplay work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, why not just kind of flip it around a little bit? And because I was thinking, like, looking at a samurai armor that I took a picture like years ago. That's in Banff, right? It's like got this nice black lacquer on it,
Samurai
and I mean, it looks sweet. But it's kind of like they have these armored chaps,
nice.
Like in the front along with the pants, right? And I thought, that kind of looks rather interesting. Kind of character building and stuff like that. But why not just make them kind of like loose of sorts, kind of like a loose chaps of some sort. I don't know. I'm just kind of drawing as things goes on. So, and I thought, well, okay, I could have like short sleeves here, or something that's probably a bit more loose, no sleeves for easier movement. I don't know.
Yeah, just kind of like a training outfit almost.
Kind of, yeah. I'm just kind of going along, just doodling as I'm going along. So,
samurai armor is beautiful, by the way. There was a guy selling some locally. I couldn't afford it, but I do want to get a set of samurai armor to display in my basement for my gaming basement. I love samurai. It's beautiful. It's just
I am a lumberjack. Well,
and he's okay. Yeah.
Yes. I work all day. No, but sleep all night and work all day.
Work all day.
Well, I suppose, yeah, because I work for an arborist company right now. I suppose it kind of makes me like lumberjack miner. Kind of. Because you are you real? Oh, yeah, okay. Because I am. So, let's see. Bill, yeah, they don't all pause or say sabotage like Shatner. Sabotage. No, they don't. Being that he's Canadian, or baggy trousers like the song by Madness. Oh yeah. So I don't know. I'm just doodling. That's all I'm doing. Did I? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, so I don't know if that's showing up on screen. Yeah, it is. So okay. I forgot I still had this tab up. So if you saw the post on the Facebooks I think I put it in the Facebook group, and because I know I definitely put it on X. I'm sort of I'm fiddling around a little bit with the first page a bit. I kind of know the direction where I wanted to go. So yesterday I just spent a little bit of time just trying to play around with a lot of the tools on this program that I'm using, Clip Studio Paint Pro. If I get the EX version, it's going to cost me, I think, for a perpetual license about $250. So I want to squirrel away some funds to get a perpetual license, because then I can use a lot more add-ons, and on top of that, I can animate with that too. So, but with this, you're able to search out a lot of assets and a lot of little extra tools, a lot of extra brushes that people make. It's actually a very, very handy program, and I'm enjoying this program an awful lot. And so I thought with this, okay, because on the first page of this comic that I do want to create, it is supposed to be like a fallen angel. I don't know exactly who specifically, but I wanted like the mood, because I wanted to do this in a manga type format. Your dark clouds overhead, kind of like descending from the heavens. It's kind of why I had the black underneath. I don't know, it just kind of adds to the mood. And I haven't really finished, the whole look per se. I'm just kind of like working on it, but I just wanted this Damn it. Yeah. There we go. Just trying to play around with the whole thing.
It looks fabulous.
See where it's not bad. It's looking okay. I mean, I'm not going to say it's it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm still playing around with it. I just want to try to bit by bit kind of convey this message of something dark is about to happen, and this is kind of like the whole premise of the whole storyline because of what happened like way back when in Genesis 6, and even finding the proper, how should I put it, the proper I wanted to open up by using scripture, and I had to look again to Genesis 6 how it started out, but the way the sentence structure is, I kind of would have to break it up, which I would have done anyway, to use for the second page, and then the third page, and it didn't quite work out. So I had to do a little bit of digging, and so I ended up going to Jude, so which I thought, okay, that works out. So, and it kind of sets the whole premise of a lot of stuff. So, and the angels which kept not their first estate, which would be, heaven, but left for their own habitation. So, and then it foretells, what's going to end up happening or what has happened. So, yes, reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So it sets a bit of a mood, but that's what I'm working on. That's what's going on. So, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like Chaps.
Yes, yeah. But I no, it's just cool that you showed the other work and your growth as an artist. It does show, and you've done amazing from where from where you are now. So, and you're going to keep growing. So,
well, that was the whole point. Because like I said, and I know Vince is gone, and that's okay. And and again, shout out to Vince that actually gave my butt the proverbial kick to start doing the stream, because he's like, hey, you put out a video, you said you want to start off this whole drop off comics thing, and you did a member stream where you were drawing, and like I said before, I want to bring people along for the ride.
Yeah.
And so when it's like, yeah, I remember you were drawing online, it was pretty crappy, so, and now you're like so much better. Stuff like that. But no, it's what I told Clobby, and I think we'll actually told Clobby when he was around, and I know a few people have even mentioned this even on this stream, and that's okay. It's like, oh no, I can't draw with crap. It's like, no, you can. You can. Anybody, I think anybody can like literally draw. Anyone. You just have to just pick up a pencil. It doesn't matter if it's like looks like crap. It really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whatsoever. So it looks like crap. Somewhere. That's great. But you keep on going.
Yeah.
I just showed pages from like mid 90s, and some of those panels were just bad. Looking at them, they weren't the greatest, obviously, and I'm fully admitting that they look like they look like they could be a lot better, obviously. But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Dang, everybody's got to start somewhere. Yeah, it's always hard work at first, but that's how you get better. Repetition, just doing it. So, right, Al?
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Damn right.
Just like all the 21 people on X are listening as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel also and share it with others.
That's right. What Tom said. So, because if I do it, I'll just muddle it up some way. No, I won't.
But no, repetition and practice. And just work hard. If you have a love and a passion for something, just work at it. You know, like that's how everybody gets better at whatever you want to do. Follow your heart, follow your passion. You know, I did that with photography. I spent years doing other things. I said, nah, I'm meant to be behind a lens. And I worked hard. And I'm still growing. You'll never be, you'll always grow. Even when you're making it, you'll always get better. You'll find, let's do this, let's do that. You know, you're always learning.
You know what? Here's the weird thing. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think that how should I word this? I don't think there's really truly an expert out there in anything. You could be quite advanced in what you do, but I think there's always a little something extra to learn about anything.
Well, let's ask Al. What is your opinion on that, Al? I mean, a person that's been there and done that. Do you find yourself still learning to this day?
No, I am an expert, Tom. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. All right, so I guess it all depends on what you mean by expert. I don't know.
Well, you know that there's nothing more to learn. You've learned every little trick of the trade. You know where to put every crossing of the T, every dotting of the I. You know how to cross hatch everything
everything about
perfectly.
It. Just...
like everything that there is possibly to learn. You could, if you wanted to, you could draw like Hal Foster, or if you wanted to, you could switch and draw like Jack Kirby, right? Like there's nothing more to learn. I know how to do it all. That kind of
I understand what you're saying. Over the years, I've listened to a lot of different artists. And I'm actually thinking about comic book artists and them talking about their craft. And I've had some great teachers in school as well. I remember this one interview that Neil Adams had given. And I think, I can't remember, because Will Eisner had something called Shop Talk back in the early 80s. And it was like interviews that he would include in the Spirit magazines that were reprinted at the time by Warren and Kitchen Sink. And he interviewed like Jack Kirby and Neil Adams and Gil Kane, Milton Caniff, and all these great guys. And I listened to a couple of interviews with Neil Adams, and I also have them on CD. And Neil Adams, I think, if you think about comics and, somebody with such a tremendous amount of craft, I think Neil Adams would be really up there. And I remember in one interview, Neil was saying that the only time he makes a mistake is if his hand jerks for some reason. Well, that's Neil Adams. And Neil Adams is just he was just one of the greatest draftsmen in comics. And he can use a brush or a nib or a Sharpie, and his artwork was always fantastic. I think that, Mike was talking about before about looking at his artwork from, years past and seeing how his work has improved since then. And I think that's a healthy amount of criticism to have. I hate seeing my artwork in print, because, the Archie stuff, Marvel, DC, even like some of the Sword of Eden stuff, because I can see the mistakes, and I always have I can't read my stuff once it's printed. But I knew, really? I can't, I just can't look at it. Which becomes a little difficult, when I'm working on this series and I have to look at a character that I've drawn a while ago that was in one of the books, and I have to start drawing that character again because I don't have any model sheets of these characters just to see what that character looks like, which happened just very recently.
Really? You don't make model sheets?
No.
Really?
No. I should.
Wow.
I should. Or even I'm drawing like a spaceship now, and I drew one panel of it from memory, and then I looked at some pages I've drawn of it before, and I'm like, oh, that's way off the model. So I had to redraw that panel. I'm actually working on that right now, to be honest with you. But one of my
okay.
buddies in college, ex-buddy, I guess, like even like in the days of college when you're a young punk kid, his artwork never got better. Like it never got like even the decades later, because he still does some stuff, artwork online. Like his artwork just looks as bad now as it did back then. And it's mind-blowing for several reasons. One is he had great teachers as well, and his artwork never improved. But also back during the college days, his attitude was that his artwork was already good enough, and it wasn't. So if you think your stuff is good enough now, it's never going to get any better, because you got to have that healthy criticism like Mike was talking about.
Exactly. No, you totally do. Yes, I am still live, Tank Ferret, 100%. Because usually, unfortunately, these streams go for about 5.5 hours. And even though I say no, I don't want it to go for 5.5 hours, it ends up going to 5.5 hours because I'm just having fun drawing and talking and seeing what you guys are saying and all that kind of stuff. That's the fun of this stream. That's why you want to like and subscribe and share this channel out so everybody can have fun. I just want to I love hearing everybody's opinions. So that is what she's all about. And yes, Tim, I agree. Everybody can draw except for Helen Keller.
Well, she's dead.
Well, that too.
I would also recommend getting some good art books on anatomy, or even books on how to draw comics by people that have worked in comics or have been illustrators, and learn from them. I think any book that you can get by Andrew Loomis would be fantastic. A lot of his books now are again back in print. He has at least one anatomy book, actually a book on how to draw hands. And a lot of his books were out of print for like decades. And a few years ago, I was at the Strand bookstore in Manhattan, and I noticed that his books were back in print, so I just grabbed one. And that's always close to my drawing board. And Bern Hogarth, who used to be the old Tarzan illustrator, he's got books on anatomy as well. And they're very different. The Andrew Loomis books and the Bern Hogarth books are very different. Bern Hogarth, like if you look at any of his anatomy books, it looks like every muscle is tense. And it's really good for drawing superheroes. Andrew Loomis's stuff is more realistic, I guess. But both those men were excellent illustrators, and I would get anatomy books written and illustrated by people that have worked in the field, not just some schmo who was looking for an art job and was hired by a publisher to draw manga. I think that's always bad. I think it's Scott McCloud has several books out about comics and how comics work. There's Will Eisner's Comics and Sequential Art, which is really good.
I'm definitely gonna have to pick.
Yeah, the Will Eisner book is good. Scott McCloud has a book called Making Comics, and that's pretty good. I'm not mentioning it because I'm actually named in the book, so that would make me very happy. But that's actually a very good book as well. Yeah, so that was like, there are cool things in my career where it's just like, I get mentioned and I by people that I really admire. And I met Scott once, and I actually I like Scott a lot. Our politics are very different, but I like Scott, and he's a really smart guy. There was
really smart.
Oh, Scott, yeah, he's great.
He's insanely smart.
Yeah, Understanding Comics, Reinventing Comics, and I was rereading that yesterday, and Making Comics.
Yeah,
those 3 books are really, really good.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. So one of this was actually a cool thing too. I am not a huge fan of Neil Gaiman's work, but I was very much interested in that lawsuit that he and Todd McFarlane had for like years, which was eventually settled, where Neil got ownership of some of the characters that he created, and then he gave one of those characters, Angela, over to Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
Well, which was terrible, and she ended up being a lesbian and Thor's sister or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But I knew Steve Bissett, and he was one of the authors of this biography on Neil Gaiman's career. And Steve included a chapter on this lawsuit between Todd McFarlane and Neil Adams. And I think I knew that the book was being put together. I don't remember or not.
The World versus Todd McFarlane.
It's mentioned in that, which is weird. No. Oh, that's a different story. dude, that is a totally different story. So remind me that in a second.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about another different book. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay,
Well,
okay,
anyway,
okay,
I got this hardcover book in the mail, and it was signed by Steve Bissett and some other people. And on the first page, they thanked me for like all this research I did on this, all the litigation between Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman.
Oh.
I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. Like, I'm not a fan of Neil Gaiman's work or some of the stuff he does, obviously. But yeah, that was really a nice gesture and being mentioned. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
The World versus Todd McFarlane. That was a book. I didn't read that book. The only reason I knew about it is Rob Liefeld did a on one of his episodes of his podcast. He actually referring to that book. And I'm listening to the podcast, and then Rob says he quotes something from the book, and Rob mentions something about this quote, and he reads the quote, and Rob doesn't mention who the quote is from. It's another comic book reader.
Right.
And I'm listening to the podcast, and I'm like, that quote sounds awfully familiar. And it was taken from my website. And it was a discussion between me and Steve Bissett and Dave Sim, and it was a quote from Dave Sim. And the author of that book, of The World versus Todd McFarlane or whatever it's called, got that quote from my website, and it was of Dave Sim commenting on this litigation between Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman.
Wow.
So, yeah, I thought it was kind of funny.
Where to go, Todd? I mean, Rob.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually reached out to Rob, and I'm like, hey, that was from my website. So which is fine. I do think we need to talk more about this kind of stuff. So in that sense, that's totally cool. And these talks between me and Steve and Scott McLeod and Dave Sim back in the early 2000s, the idea was for the comics community to actually talk about more of this stuff in public. So we should be talking about that stuff.
No, totally. I agree with you, because it's the whole thing has kind of left this really weird air of mystery that still kind of goes on even today, like in the whole comic book industry, right? Where a lot of people don't know what's going on in the industry whatsoever, because everything is like behind closed doors, right? Nobody really knows a lot much about anything. I don't know exactly how else to word it, but I mean, unless it comes like full blown out in the news. I mean, like, what happened with, like between Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman, and what was the other one we were doing the news on? Damn, I'm trying to remember. It was like somebody else that was going through through some naughty news. I'm trying to remember who was Mark Miller? No, not Mark Miller. No, maybe it was Gaiman. I'm not sure. Anyway, I can't remember right now. But yeah, it's just certain things that nobody knows about, nobody talks about, stuff like that makes up for interesting conversations.
Well, the comic book industry and publishers have had a long history of doing a lot of really quite terrible things in regards to the treatment of their artists and writers. So that stuff should be talked about.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of books out there, and the Neil Gaiman and the Todd McFarlane stuff, that's been very public. And they very public about that stuff. And it was just an interesting conversation, because like Neil never signed any contract with Todd in regards to Neil writing that one issue of Spawn where medieval Spawn shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And Neil Gaiman created medieval Spawn, and he created that old wizard guy from the Spawn comic, and Neil Gaiman created that Angela character.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a huge mess. But it was eventually worked out. So that's fine. But there's a lot of stuff like the Lee Kirby stuff, and there's a couple of books about that you can buy. I know that Tomorrow's published a book called Kirby Lee Stuff Said, which is a fantastic book about quoting and cataloging all the projects that Kirby and Stan Lee had done together, and with quotes by Kirby and Stan Lee, all in chronological order, as well as quotes from other people as well. And there's stuff by quotes by Wally Wood and Kirby, of course, and then Steve Ditko, and talking about like what it was really like to work with Stan Lee. And I think stuff like that is fantastic. There's that book that came out like 3 years ago by Abraham Reisman, which is probably one of my all-time favorite books, called The Rise and Fall of Stan Lee, which is, if you have any interest in comics history, you should pick that up. That's a fantastic book. And Gerard Jones had a book come out in the early 2000s called Men of Tomorrow, which was a history about comic book publishers, really focusing on DC and how DC started. And, so there's stuff out there. But I find all that stuff interesting, and I like the business side of things, and I like history, so that's why I gravitate towards this stuff, and I read books on it, and I learn, especially and also books about art and how to draw, like I was saying before. It's important to read these books and understand how things work, and understand how comics work, and how they're different from storyboards, or how they're different from Japanese manga. I find all this stuff very interesting and fascinating. But a lot of artists don't. A lot of artists, they don't care about the business side of things. They don't really care about history. So, they should.
Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Listening to your guys' conversation, it made me think, because I know who Neil Gaiman was, but I never put two and two together. My friend from the UK, I have a friend from the UK, she gave me this book to read. She says it's a really good book. It's called The Graveyard Book. That's his book. I didn't realize it's the same Neil Gaiman. Oh, okay. Because it's a novel. It's a really good novel, too. It's more for youth, but it can be read by adults, too, and it's actually really interesting. I was like, I didn't know that's the same Neil. Oh, it is. I just looked it up. Like, oh, yeah. Like,
so you like Neil Gaiman's fiction, his prose?
That's the first thing I've ever read, but like for novel wise, and I'm enjoying it so far. I actually am greatly enjoying it. It's called The Graveyard Book, so it's actually quite interesting. So
he also wrote American Gods, which became a TV show.
Yeah. Let's see. Your hour on the treadmill is completed. Right on. Any derivative Jill. Getting fit in no time. What you gonna do now? Sit on the couch for an hour and recuperate, I'm betting. So I used to do 3 half-hour walks, and actually then turn into jogs on the treadmill. Like I gotta get a treadmill again. I should. Let's see. And Commander Classified. Holy Christ. The amount of stupid I have to deal with on a daily basis is unreal. Yes.
Actually, the trick isn't a treadmill, because sometimes treadmills end up being coat hanger. Just get a podcast, put it on a thing on your speed, and just go run on the outdoors. That's all I do now. I go for like a couple of 4 to 6 mile walks every other night, and just put on a podcast or some music and go outside and walk, because you get fresh air too. Go. Yeah.
Let's see. Actually, that's turning out pretty well. I'm liking this. So far, so good.
Very good.
Yes. What else can I possibly do? Okay, yeah. So you know what? I can get rid of that picture. No, it's pretty good. So far, so good. As for this, let's see. I'm wondering what more I can possibly do. And here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Because actually, Al, since you told me last night, it's generally like 15. What was it again? 10 by 15. Yep. So what I did, I actually resized the paper, and I probably shouldn't have done that. So, because that was kind of like my mistake. So I probably should have kept it 11 by 17, but the margins would compensate for that. So what I will do.
Oh, there you go. Did I send that to you?
Yeah.
I did. That must have been a while ago.
What, this
template you're showing right now?
Oh, no. Actually, no, this is through the program. Sorry. Yeah, this is through the program.
It also looks like they moved the page over to the right a little bit. Like the margin around that, is that 10 by 15 or 6 by 9 blocks?
This one right here is, hold on here. 11 by 17 is what I'm changing it to now. Here, I'll show you the, it's Now it's changing everything. Now it's gone black. Great. As it's updating. One sec here.
You just got to look where those crop marks are. But you got to make sure those
Yes.
crop marks are either.
Yeah, because
Well, that's like a printed page, so that would be whatever the comic book size is. The page.
yeah,
That's-
because at the time, I didn't even consider you were talking about the margins. So I was talking about the literal piece of paper. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the size of paper is, as long as it's larger than 10 by 15.
Please don't crash. Please don't crash. So, I should have saved the other page. Oh my god. Hold on here.
I was just gonna say, have you saved your work yet? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? No, I haven't.
God.
I know. Stupid me. I should have saved. Okay. Yeah. Even though I'm spelling that wrong. God, I can't spell right now. Because I'm also going through a little bit of a eye infection that I've had over the past week, from the middle of the week. So right now I'm actually doing most of it through my right eye. And well, it seems like my left eye, everything looks a little bit cloudy. So
I know what that's like. It takes a while to get used to. Yeah, it took
Yeah.
years to, yeah.
and I'm hoping it's not like cataracts. Okay.
Hey, I go in for my surgery on the 15th for the second eye for the cataracts, and they'll just take them out and put a lens in the eye. So
Yay.
But
I think how's it
see.
going?
Actually, good. I can see again out of the right eye. I might get my
okay.
motorbike license. I'm planning on getting a motorbike license now. No more putting stuff off. Time to live my life. If I get my sight back, I'm going to live my life. I have to get close reading glasses because reading close will be hard now. But I
Right.
can see as a photographer. I can see a distance. I can frame shots better. As
Okay.
videographer, it makes things so much better. So yeah.
So on this, okay, I don't know if anybody can see the settings that I got up. No, nobody can see the settings. Okay, so yeah, because on here we got our generally blank piece of paper, 11 by 17. So let's see, trim size. That should be. What does it say on here on the canvas properties? You know what? I'm actually going to do it this way. Hold on a second here. New and page. Because I think it should be probably looking something like that. I'm guessing. Because trim size should be, wait a minute, if I do this in inches, because generally that's how I like to do things, my bleed width, I'm guessing I have it on here at 0.12 inches, inner border 8.35, height 11.81 inches. And I don't have anything for my offset, my X or Y offset. So I'm wondering if I should be changing anything.
That looks like a template for a printed page.
Yeah.
There's also, and if it's like 11 inches, I mean, that's still kind of huge.
Hmm.
Oh boy. Let's see. I mean, because also, like, when you're dealing with a printer,
Yeah.
they should be able to supply you with a template for printing your book. Oh
Right.
yeah, 11 inches is way too big. But in this case, you always have to draw larger anyway, so you just want to make sure you're in that proportion. So
Exactly.
again, right, yeah. So again, my artwork, the pages, the actual artwork in the Sword of Eden graphic novels are 6x9, and I draw, and the original size when I draw it is 10x15.
Ah,
So, but what you're looking at here is the print. Like once the book is ready to print, it's resized and it's smaller than the original artwork. It also doesn't look like there's enough room for your bleed, but it doesn't really matter too much.
yeah. If I switch over to that one,
So, where did you get this template from?
in this program, Clip Studio Paint Pro, they have numerous different types of settings, different types of page sizes that you can use, depending on where you are pretty much in the world. And you can switch between, millimeters or inches, for your measurements and stuff like that. In this case, as I'm waiting for everything to be dumped onto this here, because I'm just copying and pasting some stuff. And hey, Pop Culture Republic, nice to see you. He says, hello, got home, checked out the stream a bit before having to take off again. Not a problem. Okay, let me have a look here again.
Also, what's the DPI in which you're working?
Let's see. Well, the one that I was drawing on, I believe I kept that at 300 because,
Are you roboting or because I can't hear you?
Heavily robotic, yeah.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah. I think, did we lose him? Now, is that a standard? Is that a good standard, though, 300? I do a lot of projects with 300 DPI. Would that be the standard?
No.
Oh, what would be
all my artwork, when it's printed, is 600 DPI.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, some printers will say that 300 is good enough. It's not. I think 300 DPI, when you print a comic book or a graphic novel, your artwork's going to look a little pixelated or fuzzy. So I always insist on my printer printing my pages, my books at 600 DPI. The thing is that, especially with digital printing, the higher resolution, the longer amount it's going to take to, print your book.
So this one I did because I'm not going to be, printing it or publishing it or anything like that. This one I did at 350, right? DPI.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is fine for online.
I guess it is, but in the
future, if I were to do.
Well, the thing is, the Sword of Eden graphic novels, I have a gallery section at the end of the book. So I always make sure I draw bigger. The resolution's higher. So if I ever want to reprint the stuff, even if I'm doing sketches, and I want to include it in a printed book, that the resolution is high enough so they can be printed without any problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
but
sense.
printers will always want to talk you down to lower your DPI because it's just easier for them. And I don't know. I mean, the first book I ever self-published, in the beginning of 2000, the Ard Chronicles 2000 edition. The printer gave me instructions on how they wanted the book formatted, and they said I think it was 400 DPI, and they were not going to lower the resolution. And this is back in the day. It was offset printing. It was back in the day when they send you printed proofs in blue line. They don't do that anymore. And all the artwork in the proof they sent me was all fuzzy looking. And I'm like, how did that happen? And they're like, well, we lowered the DPI. And I'm like, you told me you were not going to lower the DPI. And they did it anyway. And it was also offset printing. So it's not like they could do everything all over again. I was furious. So that was, and I'm happy to say this, Morgan Printing or Morgan Publishing. Don't use them. I was so mad. I was livid. So when I did some other comics and graphic novels, I always make sure that everything's 600 DPI and, make sure everything looks good. But now a lot of these printers will print digitally. So if you need a change, it's not a big deal.
That's not, see, because whenever I did graphic design work, everything I always did was at 300 DPI.
But that was all digital, though, wasn't
and
it?
that's yeah, it's all digital, right? So yeah, printing is another thing entirely. See, because now I got to learn, and it sounds really odd to say this because I have gotten things printed, and every time I've seen the samples, especially at 300 DPI, but then again, most of the time it's been digital. Some other times it's been, like going somewhere else and getting it printed. It's always looked just fine, but now it's another aspect I got to learn, right? So because it's going to be on paper, it's going to be compressed, so to speak, where somebody's going to be like looking at it on a piece of paper. It can't look it can't look digital, you know what I mean? It can't look with your stupid edges, your stupid little squarish digital edges, so to speak.
Yeah, you don't want your artwork looking pixelated.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you.
when you do your black and white line art, when I scan that in, I scan it in as a bitmap or as a text art. So you don't have any, not have any anti-aliasing going on. So I scan everything at 600 DPI, the actual size. So it's 10 by 15, the artwork at 600 DPI. And then I clean everything up, and then I shrink it down 60% in Photoshop at nearest neighbor. So it's still a bitmap. So that way, when it's printed, you don't got that anti-aliasing going on, especially at 600 DPI. And I learned all that stuff the hard way, over time. And also getting, advice from people like Terry Moore or the guys that used to do Johnny Raygun, which was a comic book back in the early 2000s. Which I thought was fantastic. They actually did a team up with Savage Dragon. So they did a team up with Savage Dragon, Nemish Man is in it, and like Invincible is in it, and a couple other comic creators, characters, that was always fun. I didn't have to do anything; I just loaned out my character, so it was great.
No, Scotty, it's not Pink Eye. God, no, I had it was a piece of wood, like a tiny particle of wood that was going through the chipper where I was working at, and it got behind my contact, and then it ended up under my eyelid, like up a bit under my eyelid, and I tried for the past couple of days trying to flush it out, and it just got out like a couple of days ago. So now my left eye is in recovery thanks to that. So, but no pink eye. No.
You might want to, especially with your vision. But if it gets worse, I would.
Well, yeah. No, if it gets worse, then I'm definitely.
Do you not wear safety glasses at work?
Oh no, I do. But when particles are just like fine particles, I'm talking about, right? Like especially when you're chipping like dead wood, right? It's like a powder basically, and that's floating around in the air. And safety glasses ain't going to do nothing. It just gets behind the lens, and you try to close your eyes the best that you can, but it's like no, we're going in your eye, and we're going to make your day a living hell. So yay, thank you, Wood Particle. Commander Classified says every time I hear the word sketchy, I think of a song. I'm going to do some sketchy shit. Doodah doodah. Hope I get away with it. Doodah doodah day. Oh man, yeah.
But that was sorry. Just going back to what you guys were talking about, that DPI conversation intrigued me, and I've been studying while you guys have been talking about. That's it. I think maybe because of the drawing art, the 600 would be good. Because for photography, 300 is actually perfect for like prints of like a 16 by 20, maybe 300. And then we use 72 DPI.
Yeah, see, and that's how I thought too.
And I know 72 is good for internet web stuff. You like if I'm doing a photo on like Instagram stuff, 72, that's fine. Boom. But 600 is like, I think that's too much for a photo, but I can see why it would be good for art, the comic art. Yeah, but because you've got every fine detail of that makes sense.
Well, exactly, because if you're like zooming in, right, and I do
Yeah,
that.
there's a
Like,
lot of
say I
because you're working
extremely
in
zoom in.
grayscale and you're using like a brush, so
Mm.
that's why like your black line
Right.
isn't like completely black. You got all these gray areas in there.
Yeah.
So when you print that,
Right.
it's not
Exactly.
going to look
right.
like 100% black.
That makes sense.
No, exactly. So, and yeah, because I'm using a quote unquote pencil, and I got it on a mechanical pencil setting. So, I mean, if I were to, I wonder if I can switch that over to 600 DPI at this point. 350 to 600. Dare I
It's going to be
live the
really
dream?
fuzzy if you do that. But go ahead. I'll take a look.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's take a look for the audience out there. So if you
Yeah,
ever
if you go
plan
to
on
if you have a low
publishing-
resolution and you just beef it up, and you already have the image drawn, yeah, it's gonna be all fuzzy looking.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, see, now you got your 600,
Oh, it doesn't look that much different.
and no, it's not too much different. So,
But anyway, yeah, that's over time. That's how I learned how to do things properly.
yeah. So the tricks of the trade.
And another thing I'd mentioned in that Facebook message to you is that if you work in grayscale, when you print your work in grayscale, like that gray might actually get darker, because especially with offset printing, like more traditional printing, because the grayscale, even if it's printed in black and white, the grayscale is just like a bunch of tiny little black dots. And then if offset printing,
Yeah.
those black dots start to bleed into one another. So that's why some of your gray area actually gets darker. Like now that's called dot gain. Dot gain doesn't happen as much with digital printing, but offset printing, it does a lot. But even dot gain, because might get the gray areas might get a little darker with digital printing. Not a lot, but so you got to keep that in mind. So when I'm doing my gray tones for the Sword of Eden graphic novel, I just got to keep in mind that these gray areas, like that I use instead of color because it's printed in black and white, might look darker.
I got it.
And I didn't even
Okay.
learn anything about that until I was printing the first volume of the Sword of Eden. Like the in-house design guy mentioned dot gain. I'm like, what's that? He's like, well,
Yeah.
gray areas are going to get darker because, when they print it, it's like the gray areas are just tiny little black dots, and then they will bleed into each other. And I noticed the difference when the book is printed.
Right.
When I reprint it, I got to keep in mind, and probably I won't do offset printing.
So yeah, so it's kind of like when you got your halftones here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and depending on the, I suppose you could say the density of it.
Yep.
Yeah. The greater your density, it's gonna basically, when it's gonna end up being printed, it's gonna basically flow into each other. It's gonna be a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. If you do digital printing, it's not gonna
Potentially.
be as bad.
Right.
But yeah, even like the clouds area where it's like a lot of little black dots in there.
Right.
You just got to keep that in mind. And I had no clue about dot gain until I printed the first volume of Sword of Eden, because I never used gray tones before. Like the self-published stuff I did before then, even if it was black and white, it was just black and white. There was no gray tones.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and printing in color, it's always going to be more expensive too, so you got to keep that in mind. And printing costs now has just gotten very expensive, so it's good to find a good printer and talk with their in-house guys on how to format all your pages. And if they have a template available, work with that.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that a little bit.
So that's why I like right now. I like Comics Wellspring. They printed the Sword of Eden Shinobi Volume 2. It took a little while to work things out with their in-house design guys, but once that was taken care of, everything was fine after that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication in the beginning, which was a bit of a headache. But Comics Wellspring, they have a history of printing comic books and graphic novels, and and they have the least expensive printing that I've seen so far.
Let's see, what else should I add on to this? I don't know what else. Hmm. I don't know. Any of you guys out in the chat got any questions for, I don't know, for any of us? So now that we've gained a few subscribers, actually, you know what? I'm going to have a look at that because we're still on Rumble. We're still on X. So, and all of you guys that are watching on X and Rumble, welcome. Great to see you guys. So yeah, we're at 1293. So so we gained a couple, which is kind of fun. So and right now I got a second copyright strike. So
What?
oh yeah. Yeah, apparently because a piece of music that was in an intro, which was actually safe to use, I got a copyright strike. Go figure. So I'm gonna have to fight that. That's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because apparently 3 strikes and you're out. So
YouTube's weird that way. Yeah.
it is. So that being the case, to everybody that's listening, just in case, there's a Rumble channel. You'll find the Rumble channel link in the YouTube link. So if you want to go ahead and hit the Rumble link and give a subscribe over there, I'd greatly appreciate it because I probably won't go through copyright strikes over there. And there's a bit more freedom of speech going on over there as well. So there you go. So think of it like a backup of sorts. Or if anything, I'll probably just have to constantly stream on X. Let's see.
Are you still banned from Facebook, Mike?
Yeah, I am until I believe the 13th.
All right.
So yeah. So I actually have a backup account on Facebook that I'm sort of kind of using to get the word out of what's happening on this channel. So there's always that. So I gotta wait until I believe it's the 13th till I'm free to speak again, to be allowed to speak again on Facebook.
Don't be naughty on your first day.
I promise nothing. So oh man. Yeah, all because I happened to comment on the whole Charlie Kirk thing. So ooh, Mandrake from Japan just sent me an email. Blue Rumble. For 5,000 yen. I'd be interested, but probably not at this moment. Okay, and Clip Studio Pro. Update your payment details. See, just as I'm talking about Clip Studio Pro, they send me an email. Yay. Pay us more money for using our product.
They're listening.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Jim, otherwise known as FKHC 2005, you should make your streams in the toilet. And remember
What?
to put the seat down. I leave that to Steve.
Oh, don't get
And
me
his-
started on that. He
And
like,
his thoughts
I
from the
flushed
throne.
like you poop after you flush, Steve. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. That's right. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to talk to Steve about that. Thoughts from the throne again. So
I miss those, man. I miss Steve. Yeah, I know.
I haven't done that in a long time. I know. Yeah, him and his thoughts. So let's see.
And his love for Prius.
Yes, his Prius love. So yeah, Steve is actually going to take a break from Manorama for a bit.
Wait, what?
Why?
Yeah.
Wait. Wait a minute. He said he reached out to us recently.
Yep.
Is that not going to happen?
Oh no, I mean he'll be back. He'll definitely be back. So
Everything
he's
okay? Or
he's not shutting it down. No, there's just a few things that he's gonna do. And
Okay.
yeah, and somebody's gonna be co-hosting hosting Manorama. so in his place. So
Oh,
everything's
so they're okay, but he's here.
Yeah.
Everything okay? Okay.
yeah. No, he's fine. Everything is fine. So he's it's not like he has some condition or whatever. So he's just taking a little break.
Well, I'm a little confused. Has Manorama been on the last couple of weeks?
Well, it was on this past Tuesday. It
was
was on last week when you were there.
Yeah, I was on like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's still going to
Yeah.
happen every Tuesday then.
As far as I know, yeah.
And what about this recent conversation that you and I are going to be on? Is that going to happen? Because he mentioned sometime this month.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
You know what? Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Wow. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, we got to talk to him about that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah,
Because
it would.
that sounded fun. It was you, me, and maybe Gary.
Yeah, and Gary from Pop Culture Minefield, because because we were all like, we're all creatives and doing comics and doing this and doing that, and yeah, dang it. That's right. I got to find out what's going on now with that.
Yeah, you let me know, because I want to do that.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
So, yeah. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna say I'm probably done. I was gonna add something in this kind of caption, even though it looks kind of thick. But
You're just trying to go for that 5 hours again, aren't you?
you know what? In a sadistic kind of way, maybe I am. So, and maybe I don't have to. So, because we're at 3 hours 45 minutes. Yeah, I don't have to go 5 hours. I mean, it could, but I'm not gonna. But it could.
No, it looks fat. It does look good. Like I said, it's good conversation, good art, and just watching the growth.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. So I'm gonna think. I don't know. Should I go on? Here's this is the odd thing, right? Because do I just keep on going, or it's like, you know what? No, had a fun conversation. We had practically 4 hours of fun. So
yeah.
And when you think about it, yeah, I got to go to work on Monday, and 5 hours is a long time. So that being said, I want to thank Scotty that came on. I know I said that the invite last week, and Kat came on, and that's okay. I finally got Scotty on, so that's great, because I always keep on telling him I want to bring you back on the channel. So because I enjoy his company, I enjoy his fun snarkiness at times, and his wit. So I so desire Scotty to come back again. Let's see. So Scotty, if you're up to it, cool. I'll have you back on if you want to come back on. Let's see. Al, you wanna plug anything while we are here? Yes.
Yeah, the Sword of Eden graphic novel series. You can check out my Christian superhero graphic novel series at theswordofeden.com. So you can purchase volumes 1 and volume 2. And if you're tired of crazy woke comics, check out the Sword of Eden, because that's what it is not. And and I'm still in talks with a new Christian, well, they're not new, but they're new for me, a Christian book distributor to get the Sword of Eden graphic novels into Christian bookstores, because the Sword of Eden is in comic book stores through Philbo distribution, but I want to get the book into Christian bookstores. So I'm talking to them still about everything. We're supposed to have another phone conversation on Friday, but that's been moved to Monday, I think, hopefully. But yeah, or if you can check out theswordofeden.com and order the books there. They'll be signed. And it's a lot of fun. If you like, Christian superhero stuff. That's not Veggie Tales. It's not Bible Man. And
oh God, yeah.
well, it's not for a younger audience. So yeah, the Sword of Eden's for like preteens and older. Yeah, if you like fun comics that you might have gotten in the 1980s by Marvel Comics, it's along the same sort of lines, I suppose, with very strong Christian themes in it. And it's all me, artwork and story, and self-published by me. So yeah, theswordofeden.com.
There you go.
Yep.
That's the link right there that Vince left in the chat. So if you want to go ahead and check out his stuff. So yeah, you go to swordofeden.com and pick yourself up a book or three. That's what I was going to ask you about if anything had developed yet on the distributorship.
Yeah, well, I spoke to the head of the sales department like a week ago, and then I'm supposed to talk to the buyer, and we talked about different options on, the business side of getting the book into Christian bookstores. Yeah, and then I sent them copies of the book, and they're really excited, and they said everything looks incredible. So I got to have a conversation with the person in charge of sales and the buyer as well. The distributor also works with not only publishing, also with Christian music.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it's weird because, so that sounds like a good fit. So hopefully everything will turn out fine. I'm very optimistic.
Nice.
And they seem very interested. So we just got to work it out.
That's right. Oh, and that's right. Now that I find it, and if you want to go ahead and check out Scotty's channel,
All right, hold on.
then yeah, there you go. You got to write that down.
What a name! How do you even pronounce that?
Phantasmagorium Show. So it is the Phantasmagorium. So see now it's October. I got.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm sure that Scotty will explain it once you go over to his channel, and he'll probably go at length of what it means. But I'm guessing probably like from the, the old magazine that was at what was it? Tom, you might know what I'm talking
Fangoria.
about. Fangoria. Yeah. It's probably
I
a play
still
on
have
the
a
same
bunch of
name.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gorson, Fangoria. I used to collect those. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And what's Tom doing?
Yes, and Tom. So what are thou doing?
Well, there, I'm actually going to leave that into the thing. I'm going to share. I've never shared it before, so I'm sharing my film. If anybody wants to take a look at it and give me opinion. Again, it's not a finalized copy of it. It says I still got to rework it for next year. I want to put it in my first film festival. Fingers crossed. You've seen it already, so and what have you. But I'm going to rework it, and I get an operation next week to get the eye done. So I'm between now and then, I might finally get a game stream up again because I started working again this week. I took a couple weeks off resting the eye after the operation. Then I'm going to try to get as much stuff as I can done. I did some work for somebody. I had some B-roll stuff I was paid for. I finished that this weekend. I got to do some other stuff, hopefully by next weekend, and some other work. And then I get the operation again next week. I'll take another couple weeks off because of the eye. It's a little messy, but then I can start getting back to normal living. That's about it, really. I want to get my book published, hopefully before the end of this year, my photo book, get the calendars out here soon, and maybe individual prints. So that's how you survive. And somebody might buy all my wrestling memorabilia. Believe it or not, there's a gentleman going to be opening a company here locally, and he wants to sell. He wants to have a wrestling shop across Canada, and he wants to sell stuff. I've been pricing all my stuff. I got close to $3,000 worth of memorabilia. I'm like, you sure you want to buy? Of course I'll give him a deal on it because he has to make money too. But even $2,500 or something, who knows? I could really have enough money to be able to start buying upgrade the laptop, get some more. I need another monitor for editing my photos for attached to my Mac now because the Mac's only like 19-inch, whatever. If I can get at least a 32-inch for the Vision, boom, edit that. So we'll wait and see. But that's about it, really. I've just been so busy. I might put a game stream up tomorrow, maybe tonight. I don't know. The YouTube channel's been a little slow because just trying to get life when you're as you did this summer. Remember trying to get a life. That's what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah.
Just trying to make money. So yeah,
that's right. You know what I just realized? This whole time on 3 hours, I've had the Welcome to Titillating Tuesdays, and it's not even Tuesday. Oh my god, I can't believe I've had that ready for like 3.5 hours. And I haven't even done anything to change that. Wow, that's nuts. Yeah, also, so while we're at it, so that's what's going on in Tom's Neck of the Woods. And also, yeah, so I want to reiterate, if you also can't get any more of Scotty than you could possibly have, then you want to head over to Any Derivative Jill's channel as well, and check out Any Derivative Jill and what she's doing on over there, and it's quite fun. And yeah, like what she was saying, they are going through the Twilight Zone episodes, so which are quite delightful to watch. I love watching those old episodes. Man, they're awesome. So yeah, so it's Scotty and Jill over on Jill's channel as well, and it's quite fun. So if you have to have more Scotty in your life than you possibly could have had before. So that's what's going on. Let's see. Tuesdays. So yeah, still doing the Titillating Tuesdays on this channel. So it's 7:00 Mountain Time, 9:00 Eastern, 6:00 Pacific. Sorry for being so late, but hey, that's when I get on. I'm still trying to figure out the whole Friday thing, or like I said before, maybe I'll just switch it over to a Thursday thing. So it's kind of like, do a show, skip a day, do a show, skip a day kind of thing. As for, let's see, Saturday, yeah, Mike's movie matinee going on. I don't know exactly what movie I'm going to be showing, but guaranteed it's going to be fun. So stick around for that, and then yeah, and then we do the Sunday thing all over again, and draw and chat with these fine gentlemen and anybody else that wants to join in on the fun and do that kind of stuff. So that being said, I want to thank everybody watching on Rumble, watching on X, watching on the YouTubes, and being fun of huge circles, amazing circles that were joined today. So to everybody out there, have fun, stay safe, and go read a book. Go read a good book.
Graphic novel.
Read a fun book.
Yes.
Or a graphic novel. Or a comic. Yes. That's right. And draw. Remember, anybody can draw. I can. Al can. And so can Tom. And I betcha if I got Scotty on here, he could probably draw too. I betcha. So, that being said, all of you,
later.